This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
The camera's all kind of cattywampus. I didn't realize he was gonna come out this fast. He started speaking just now. Let's head over to it.
African Americans, Hispanic Americans.
He's already being racist.
Young people, old people, union members, non-union members. Basically, everyone is joining our movement because it's a movement of common sense.
Good evening, welcome. You are live with the Trump rally in Dural, Florida.
We got it. We've got more than anybody's ever had. Meanwhile, the radical left, Democrats.
I'm not high enough for this shit. We're gonna get higher in just a second.
Full-scale breakdown, all because they can't decide which of their candidates.
That's that leftist audio they got over there at that Trump rally.
Sleepy, crooked Joe Biden or laughing Kamala. Laughing Kamala. As you know, in our recent debate, and in honor of all of you, I dealt Joe Biden, even according to the fake news media, the most decisive and overwhelming defeat in the history of presidential debates. I think so, right? And that was a big crowd that was watching. That was one of the highest rated shows ever on television, so I'm honored to be a part of it. I don't think he's too happy, but you know, I like being a part of it. But even CNN said as I walked off the stage that it was one of the greatest performances they've ever seen, but it was sort of easy if you want to know the truth.
I can't hear a word he's fucking saying.
It was so absolute that Joe's own party now wants him to throw in the towel and surrender to the presidency after a single 90-minute performance. They want Crooked Joe out of the race. It's a shame the way they're treating him. But don't feel sorry.
Shame the way they treated him.
Yeah, he weaponized government. Remember that. He's a very bad guy. Don't feel sorry. So tonight I'm officially offering Joe the chance to redeem himself in front of the entire world.
Really now?
Oh, and Byron and everybody, here's what we're going to do. You guys can be referees if you like. Let's do another debate this week so that Sleepy Joe Biden can prove to everyone all over the world that he has what it takes to be president.
Trump throwing it down.
It will be man to man, no moderators, no holds barred. Just name the place, anytime, anywhere. And in the debate, Sleepy Joe also declared that he wanted to test his skills and stamina against mine on the golf course. Can you believe this? Did you ever see him swing?
6 handicap.
That's why this evening I am also, and this is in honor of you and everybody here,
It's
45,000.
an honor of me.
A lot of people. I'm also officially challenging Crooked Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here.
No holds barred debate. 18-hole golf match
Considered one of the greatest tournaments
at Dural.
anywhere in the world, one of the great courses of the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history, maybe bigger than the Ryder Cup or even the Masters. And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes, that's a lot.
Give him a lot of strokes.
In case you don't play golf. I will give him 10 strokes aside, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million.
Trump just throwing out all kinds of shit out here.
Take the offer, I would bet, because he's all talk. But what that match will do is prove that Joe
High enough for this shit.
all talk and no action. But on many things, not just golf. When pilots walk into the White House, he says he used to fly planes. He didn't. When truckers come in, he says he used to drive a truck. He didn't. When Jewish people are here, he always attended synagogues, he said. The Jewish people, he didn't attend a synagogue. Did he ever see a synagogue? He doesn't know what a synagogue is. When black people...
Do you know what a synagogue is?
in black churches, all of it's false, all of it's fake. He's a fake. Unfortunately, he was like that in Afghanistan. He was like that with Russia, Ukraine, and he was like that on October 7th and the attack in Israel. He didn't know what he was doing. But whatever else can be said about crooked Joe Biden, you have to give him credit for one brilliant decision, probably the smartest decision he's ever made. He picked Kamala Harris as his vice president.
Apparently people don't like her.
No, it was brilliant.
Includes my own chat.
Because it was an insurance policy, maybe the best insurance policy I've ever seen, Marco.
I love you guys. You're all
Someone even halfway competent
commenting on the audio.
from office years ago, but they can't because she's got to be.
How's it feel to be Marco Rubio there with him at a rally and is not going to be the vice president?
Harris was given two jobs, two very important jobs, actually. First, she was put in charge of the U.S. border security and the border.
Also, I need to say hey to everybody. Torchy, Dougie, Curiouser,
never went
Perg, Libertad,
Not
Mitochondria,
just
Venus.
in the number of years.
Good evening, everyone. DJ Dub.
The worst border in the history of the world. And then
Worst border in the history of the world.
to deter Russia from attacking.
Holiday.
How did that work out?
Warlord.
Both times the result was a deadly failure.
Spuck, my friend. Welcome.
The Biden-Harris administration
Sparkles.
lost track of an estimated 100
Are you high, Sparkles?
children
Did you finally get to sneak away?
killed or horribly abused. Think of it, 150,000 children are missing. They're gone. Nobody knows where they are.
Princess Kimberly.
With us any longer. She's 100%
Distress voided the high.
scam, supports banning the sale of gas-powered cars. Who wants to drive an electric car for the rest of your life?
I don't mind. If you want, we can do AI Trump versus Biden.
Is that what you... And
I've been fascinated by that Twitch channel.
starting with Pennsylvania fracking and Texas drilling. No drilling in Texas, no fracking in Pennsylvania. We just got a poll from Pennsylvania with 12 points up. That's a lot. From Texas was 16 points up. And we have some great people from Texas here tonight. And as a senator, come
I
on.
mean, I wouldn't want a Tesla.
Socialist Bernie Sanders, he's a real socialist. He's serious. But not as bad as Biden turned out to be.
What?
He's embarrassed by some of the things that
Bernie is embarrassed by Biden's socialism.
It's the ultra-far-left government takeover of the entire healthcare system. And I don't think Kamala Harris' California socialism is going to go down well with the people of Dural, the people of Miami, or the people...
Dural.
Because in Florida, we don't like socialism, we want our freedom, right? We want our freedom.
Who are you booing? Are you saying boo earns?
And we have a lot of people, Marco, from Cuba, from Venezuela, from all over.
Little Marco.
They don't want to hear about socialism or communism.
Little Marco.
Despite all the Democrat panic this week, the truth is it doesn't matter who they nominate because we are going to beat any one of them in thundering landslides. And this November is going to be amazing. It's going to be the most important election in the history of our country because our country is going down the
That's what
tubes.
they say.
That's a nice way of saying our country's not doing too well. We've never had anything like it. Our borders, our economy, the worst inflation ever. We have the politics on our side. We have the policies on our side.
I'm waiting for my coffee.
They don't. They will
All right, I'll go ahead and smoke
destroy
some.
our nation. Our
Need to
nation
pack
is
another
being
one.
destroyed. Joe, Kamala, and the entire Democrat establishment have been caught red-handed in the thick of the biggest scandal and the biggest cover-up. It's a cover-up. That's what it is. And I said it when they hit this guy in the basement and then they cheated on the election. It's a cover-up. It's the biggest cover-up in
Of the boobs.
history. As you know, they are all co-conspirators in the system plot to defraud the American public about the cognitive abilities of the man.
I think we're talking about Biden's cognitive abilities. That's the cover-up.
Laughing Kamala, Laffin apostrophe. Laughing Kamala was in on it. Crazy Nancy Pelosi, who, by the way, is also very cognitively impaired. Have you watched her lately? She's not doing too well. She's not doing too well. I think she's worse than Joe, you want to know that. She was in on it. Crying Chuck Schumer. You ever see him cry? He cries when the phoniest crying I've ever seen. Crying Chuck Schumer was in on it. Every Democrat cabinet member was in on it. They all knew this guy was grossly incompetent, and every Democrat in the House and the Senate was in on it. It was a scam. The American people can never trust this group of liars ever again. They put our country at great risk and danger. That's why we are going to sweep them all out of office this November. I believe it'll be an election like no other. But the biggest problem for the radical left Democrats is that their candidates are very much, if you take a look, mentally deficient. Is that a nice statement? They are mentally deficient. I'm saying that because the other term is too tough. The biggest problem is that their policies are no good. Their policies
no good.
Americans want strong borders, not open borders. We want low taxes, not high taxes. You know, they want to increase.
We got the lowest taxes in like the world.
4 times.
Feel like any industrialized country.
Not a woke military. We don't have a woke. We have some woke generals at the top, but they'll be gone so fast. But we have a great military. We have a military that defeated ISIS in 4 weeks once I got in. We want no inflation, not 30 or 50% inflation, which is what you had.
What?
You would destroy, people would destroy with the inflation. I don't even order bacon anymore. You know, bacon's gone up like 5. I said, it's too expensive, I don't want it.
The billionaire doesn't order bacon.
Byron likes bacon. I think maybe, how many stand up, Byron? Byron, how good is Byron?
This is your next president.
They say it's gone up 4 times.
Bacon.
4 times. So we don't eat bacon anymore, right? No more. We want American energy.
No more bacon.
Electric cars is the green new scam. It's the greatest scam.
Byron Bacon.
Above all, we want America first, not America last. They want America
BB.
What they're doing to our country is not even believable. That's why Florida is going to defeat the radical left Democrat hoaxers and liars on the election day. We are
Apparently, it's gonna be Bergam Vance.
Joe Biden. Joe, you did a horrible job. You're fired. Get out, Joe. You're fired.
Voting for Bacon. Bacon. Byron Bacon. Not your average guy. You're fired. Not you, M-Lord.
103 degrees out here. So,
eggs are up, bacon is the same.
well, sir, we have many water spots. I said, what about one for me? Do I have one? I don't have one, Marco. They gave water spots. Everybody has a water spot.
Water spot.
They don't have anything for me. I'm being drenched up here.
What?
With your vote, I will be in saving our country from every Biden
Smash.
starting the moment I lift my hand from the Bible.
He's into water sports.
We're going to do it on day one. On day one, we're going
I haven't pulled it out in a while.
Stop
People
the
complain.
You're
You're getting it tonight.
through our southern border.
Give me that eye, pussy.
You know who wants that invasion stopped the most? Hispanic people. Because they don't want their jobs taken. They don't want their homes taken. And you know who it hurts the most is black people. Because these people are coming in and taking jobs at a level that nobody's ever seen before. What they've done to our country is unbelievable.
With the black people?
We want to send
What?
illegal aliens back home where they belong. Remember.
I missed what we're talking about.
From prisons, they come from jails. All these countries are at record low numbers of crime. They're sending us their criminals from Caracas and Venezuela. Venezuela. Next year we'll meet in Venezuela because it will be safe. Their crime has gone down
Politically.
2% because they've sent all of their drug dealers, they're criminals, and most of their prisoners into our country. But
Gone down 133 and 2/3%.
one of the countries throughout the world, not just in South America, I would be doing exactly the same thing. I would have done it faster than they've done. But our country is being destroyed. 2 weeks ago, it was revealed.
It's the first thing everyone said coming in here.
Radical Islamic terrorists, some of the worst.
Mention the audio.
To cross our border and remain at large in our country, and we have no idea where they are. They have no idea.
The
Also,
only one I see is socks.
terrorists are, but Joe and Kamala are simply carrying on with business as usual, holding fundraisers, taking afternoon naps. And as Joe says, I want to go to the beach today. The guy thinks he looks good in a bathing suit. Did you ever see? Somebody in his staff told him, you look great in a bathing suit. He can't lift the chair. You know, those chairs are meant for children and old people to lift. Old people and children. And he can't lift them. They weigh about 4 ounces.
You baby.
When I'm president, I promise you this, I will not rest until we have found these radical Islamic terrorists and throw them the hell out of our country. We're going to get them out of here.
That was a Socrates.
Get them back in. So many people, very few were thrown out, but the ones that came back in during this.
Smokey is in a box on the other side of the
Who
couch.
the hell wants open borders? How crazy is it?
How are the borders open?
Other countries are emptying out their prisons and their jails. They're emptying out their mental institutions. And I go a step further. You know what an insane asylum is, right? Did anyone ever see the lovely movie Silence of the Lambs? Did you see that? Did you ever hear of Hannibal Lecter? He was a lovely.
This again.
He would love to have you for dinner. He will take you. You had many people for dinner. Well, we have a lot of people coming in. They always say, oh, that's terrible, the Trump would say. He's rambling about Hannibal Lecter. No, I'm not rambling. We are allowing people from insane asylums and mental institutions into our country by the tens of thousands.
Like Hannibal.
Closing them down in other countries. You know the cost savings and all of the savings.
For the love of God, don't show them One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Child predators into the United States to prey on our people, to prey on you, to prey on everybody. They're coming not only from South America, but from all over the world, from Asia, Africa, and every other place. They're coming from all over the world. 2 weeks ago, I spoke to the...
Do you think he just watched it recently and that's why he keeps talking about it?
Gary, a precious...
He had his mind blown by Silence of the Lambs.
Tied up, stripped, assaulted, raped, strangled to death after walking the block to a 7-Eleven store.
The block.
Near the side of the road in a shallow creek. Charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder. Beautiful, beautiful girl. The mother is devastated. I mean, pretty much, I would say over.
Who'd have been?
I don't know. Spoke to the mother.
You wouldn't rub the lotion on his skin?
As anybody would be. Charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder.
That's been my entire day, fixing a camera shaking for a client.
They knew who they were. They came across our border claiming they feared for their lives. No, other people they feared for their lives when they saw these two guys. They didn't fear at all. They had no fear. Tough people. And Joe Biden and his group of people let them in. We're going to bring back, by the way, we're bringing back Tom.
If you read the Bible as if some rambling old asshole like Trump was saying it, it makes a lot more sense.
Brandon, Judd, great people. These are great people. One of them was in the country for only 20 days before ending Jocelyn's beautiful America.
I think I gotta pack a new one. I think I'm out.
At Trump National Golf Club in the Potomac River, I had lunch with the mother of and the sister.
There's a golf club in the Potomac River? What?
Rachel was a 37-year-old beautiful mother of 5 who was attacked, raped, and brutally murdered while out.
I forgot to set up captions on my end.
Keep herself in good shape, her mother told me. She was a beautiful person. Police believe the sadistic monster charged with Rachel's death first killed another woman in another country.
I am not voting for Trump.
Joe Biden's wide-open border into the United States, after which he attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles before murdering Rachel in Maryland.
Yeah, but I want my show to be accessible. And after I reformatted my hard drive, that's the one thing I forgot to do.
American suburbs and cities.
I had a whole list of the programs and everything, but I didn't see anything about cats.
We will shut down deadly sanctuary cities. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement. We will close up our border, and we want people to come in, but they have to come in legally. They have to come in legally. And on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country.
That sounds very fascist.
And as I say, and I say it all the time, and I already said it to you, no one has been hurt more by the Biden invasion than our great
Kick people out. Kick people out.
African populations under Crooked Joe.
Oh, I gotta take some weed.
Of all net job creation over the last year has gone to migrants. Did you know that? Almost every job that was created has gone to migrants. In fact, more than every job. It's crushing wages for American workers, draining resources for American citizens, and stealing American jobs. And they're stealing them at levels that nobody's ever seen before. Joe Biden wants to be the president for illegal
It's something funky going on.
Be the president for
politically.
law-abiding Americans of every background, every walk of life, and every race, religion, color, and creed.
Yeah, it just reset. I
Numbers are
it
fake.
kept all my files and shit. It just reset the OS.
And don't look at all of them back there. Oh, that's a lot, Marco. That's a lot, Marco. I think they probably think I'm going to be announcing that Marco's going to be vice president.
But shit that needed to be installed, needed to be reinstalled.
They're
Right?
also overwhelmingly part-time jobs, which really means that they're second jobs of people who are struggling to get by. They're being taken by the illegal migrants that are coming into our country in these record numbers. We've never seen anything. It is indeed an invasion. When I returned to the White House,
Yeah, I'd be scrolling on Facebook and the text would turn into Russian text and shit, and I'm like, this is fucked up.
5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, we will have full-time jobs at a level that nobody's ever seen before. We had the greatest economy in the history of the planet.
I mean, I barely have anything on
We
the
can support a
SSD anyway,
and
so.
family very, very easily. We had it all.
Oh, I'm sure he has employed many immigrants throughout his years.
Under Crooked Joe, inflation price hikes, and they've cost, listen to this, $28,000. $28,000. And you know, under Trump, you made $14,000. That's a big swing. Under Biden and Harris, half of Americans are not taking a vacation at all this summer because they can't afford to do it. Most say it's because the cost of daily life is so high, no matter what they make, they can't. Because, you know, they like to say 29%, 26%, 31%. I think your inflation, your real inflation is way over 50%, and I believe that. Meanwhile, Crooked Joe has spent almost 50% of his presidency on vacation.
Has he?
All of it, including many, many weeks on the beach. And mansions are in. Think of this. Here's a guy that's been a politician all his life.
Was he been on the beach in Delaware or some shit?
Lake Tahoe, Kiowa Island. I mean, where the hell did they get all this money, Byron? He's got more homes than I do. What the hell is going on?
I don't think he does.
And that home he's got in Delaware is pretty nice, right? I remember they said it was
If you guys are good,
home. You
we have a car chase.
You know that, right? You know that.
Car chase earlier today. You know I love a good police chase.
Where's Hunter? Remember the son? Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? He's in the
You gotta behave yourselves though.
Hunter is in the White House running government right now, they say.
Who am I kidding? I'm the one that's gonna fucking act up.
Joe doesn't want to give up the job. His own staff says that the only hours he works are 10 a.m. to 4. Does anybody?
That's what Lord. I'm the one that's gotta be good.
And I doubt he even spends that. And today he's with the people from NATO. And these people are sharp. I know them very well. Every one of them. They're
Oh goddamn! I think it's rips towards
they're
you.
at the top of their game, and they're saying, "What the hell is with this guy? We can't figure it out." You know, I saved Noto because when I went down, hey, Barack Hussein Obama. Has anyone ever heard of him? He would go. He would go and go to wherever the holding the NATO meeting and he'd make a nice speech and he'd leave. And Bush would go and make a nice speech and he'd leave.
There you go.
There's Bush. But he'd make a nice speech and he'd leave.
I don't even think I'm the one that said
They
that.
wouldn't even stay there a day. I went and didn't make a nice speech. I said, "What the hell are you doing? Nobody's paying. Nobody was paying."
So you didn't do a speech
Just because I felt, the first time I'd ever done this, I went. I didn't even know what the hell NATO was too much before, but it didn't take me long to figure it out, like about 2 minutes. And the first thing I figured out was they weren't paying. We were paying. We were paying almost fully for NATO. And I said, that's unfair. But
it's hot down there in Florida.
I was president for about 15 minutes.
I don't blame him for not wearing a tie.
Look
at it. It's blurry, but you can tell this guy is sweaty as a motherfucker.
And I said, you know what? You're not paying your bills. You got to pay your bills. Somebody stood up from
Trump is sweating.
28 countries. And
I think it is insanely hot across the entire United States today.
And these countries, now we added a couple, but 28 countries.
I think it broke 100 in many parts of the country.
I asked you, I said, you have to pay your bills. They said, sir, may I ask you a question? If we don't pay our bills, will you protect us from Russia? I said, you mean you're delinquent? They said, yes, we're delinquent. Let's say we're delinquent. Will you protect us?
Protect us from Russia.
Will not protect you from Russia. The money came in by the billions.
Oh, but it's swampy in Dural.
There's never been. Where's Walsh? Where's Congressman Walsh? Am I correct, Mr. Guy? This guy loves the military. He gets sick when he looks at what we're doing, but he loves it. Is that right? I got billions and billions.
I mean, I'm not going to rag on anybody for being out of shape. I'm out of
He
shape.
said, "No, this guy's a little
I
different."
got swamp ass. I've been sitting in here in 70 degrees.
Joe Biden is a part-time president while you are working overtime to get by. He's a part-time. He doesn't work. Well, he can't work because he's mentally.
Are you possibly going to be affected by fires in
But he was
Woodward?
shot 25 years ago. He was never a smart person. In fact, Ted Kennedy was actually a friend of mine. Can you believe it? Because of Palm Beach. He lived in Palm Beach. Did Kennedy
I'm on my way to heaven, boobs.
He's struggling.
Not quite there yet.
Kennedy calmed down, but I did him a favor. He liked me, and I was very good to him, actually. And I said to him, Ted, let me ask you a question. Who's the smartest senator? Tell me. And he gave me a name, but I won't say it because I can't stand the guy.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you later, Marco. Who's
No, tell us.
But I said, who's the smartest? He gave me the name. I said, so who's the dumbest? He goes, probably Joe. This is like 20 years ago, 20-something years ago. Probably Joe. I said, who's Joe? He said, Joe Biden. I said, really?
20 years ago.
Yeah, he didn't understand policy. He didn't understand tax. He didn't understand anything. He's hale and hearty and well met. And outside of his really bad hair, he's, sort of a good-looking guy at the time, right? I think the facelift did not.
I can imagine that Joe was one of the top, or one of the
I'm going to get myself a facelift. I'm going to give it one more try. He tried it
the top 10 dumbest senators.
He tried it 3 or 4 times, and he said,
I'm trying to think of who else was in the Senate.
It took him so long to get into the race? The facelift didn't work.
Grassley is definitely dumber than
so that every American
Joe Biden.
can afford to take a thing called a vacation. Isn't that right? And on day one, we will throw out Bidenomics and replace it with a thing called the MAGA-nomics. We will build the greatest economy in the history of the world. I will repeal every disastrous Biden regulation, of which there are many. Cancel Crooked Joe's insane.
No sharks yet.
Mandate, how stupid. And we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill like we never did. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Think of it. We're going to be energy dominant within months. 4 years ago, energy independent.
We're energy dominant now.
There are large tax cuts, larger than you even have now. I tell the story.
That's gonna be the wildest thing, is if he takes control.
That's the history of our country. I reduced a bigger
Energy independent, and it was all Joe Biden's
a
doing.
lower rate. The following year, we took in
Not all Joe Biden's doing, because the presidents don't exactly have that much influence.
small businesses, large businesses, because that's what the job.
To the extent a president has
Middle-income
influence.
people, low-income people, everybody. And he wants to let that expire. And if you do, your taxes are going to go up about 5 times, 4 times to 5 times more. How would you feel if they raise your taxes by 4 or 5 times?
Boo.
And remember that when you're going into the voting booth. Do I want to have a terrible president who has no idea where the hell he is? And less importantly, do I want to pay 4 times more tax? And remember, what I'm going to do is something that nobody's ever even thought about doing. No tax on tips. For all you waitresses, for all you caddies at Dural.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I came to Dural and there was some
We should get rid of tipping.
We call it Caddyshack. It's the most beautiful Caddyshack I've ever seen. We have the world's most beautiful. They sit down and watch television. And I never had this before. They were out for a round. They're very sweaty, very sweaty. You know, look, they're carrying bags all over the place. Not easy. It's 100 degrees out today. 103, 104. And they saw me and they gave me the biggest hug. I said, get that out of here.
So they do pay taxes if it's credit cards,
I said, why do you like me so much today, but in the past you never...
which I would say is the majority of transactions now.
It's very simple, sir. No tax on tips. Thank you very much. So for caddies, for waitresses, for everything, it's tremendous. And it's a very
Give somebody cash, you don't pay tax to
for the
them.
government to collect, but they've issued new rules and regulations that make it very bad for people. The reason I thought of this, I was in Nevada, where we're leading, by the way, a lot. We're up by like 14 points in Nevada. That's supposed to be a little bit Democrat territory, but we're leading in Nevada, and a waitress came over, a beautiful waitress.
There are multiple polls. Some polls are showing Biden up.
You never talk about a person.
Some polls are showing Trump up.
The other day, I got very angry. Some man called Chris Christie fat, and I said, "Sir," and then he said he was a pig. I said, "Sir, Chris Christie is not a fat pig. Please remember."
What?
He's not a fat pig. Please take it back. And the guy's looking at me like, really? No, we have to defend people. You can't call people fat. I said it about 9 times. He is not a fat pig. So every time you leave a tip for the next 4 months, because it's going to go into effect very quickly, make sure that you write on the receipt, vote Trump for no tax on
Your socialist aunt. Good evening. This is live. We are live from Dural, Florida.
How are you doing? She said, just worked there a long time. Great person, beautiful person.
Beautiful person.
Oh, it's brutal with the government, what they do to us. It's crazy.
Sweating his ass off.
They put on 88,000 people to go and take advantage of people like that. And she said, it's brutal. I said, I have a great idea. How about no?
How'd they do away with tipping?
My study. One waitress. But it's true.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
You ever thought of that but me? Isn't that weird? But it's a great thing, and they deserve their money. They work
Really high.
They deserve it. Marco, you're going to vote for it, I hope.
I blame it on the
You may
chat.
or may not be there.
He keeps yelling at Marco.
It's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them. That's why they are weaponizing law enforcement against their opponents. They are turning America into communist Cuba or socialist Venezuela. By the way, Venezuela is much more than socialist by now. You know that, right? We got who's here from Venezuela? Who's here from Cuba? You know, I had it all done with Cuba. They didn't rig the election. Within 6 months, we were going to have that all worked out. They were ready. Then Biden came in, right? Then Biden came in and he opened it up. It's a disgrace.
Well, you were working at a place that would tip regardless, then. The pay cut would probably be worth it for you. Motherfuckers still throw money at you.
Was that planned when he went to the Wharton School of Finance?
Wharton.
The great Alphonse Capone. You know Alphonse, a very nice gentleman. Very funny man. Scarface, they call him in some territories.
Well, clinically didn't mention like his business was going in there into the stall and giving people fucking blowjobs to the glory hole.
Tough guy, I know him. Tough as hell. If he ever had dinner with Al Capone and Al Capone didn't like him, he'd look at him and say, "You're not going to
have your cock in my mouth.
No,
I'm going to give you a blowjob of your
But if Alphonse didn't like you, you'd never see him again, darling.
Alphonse.
Never be home again. He'd right now be a part of a foundation of a very tall building. But Al Capone got indicted less than I did. Think of it. Alphonse Capone, my parents would look down, they were so great, they're saying, how did this ever happen to my son? But you know what? We're finding out, and everybody knew, and I've been saying it's a total fraud. It was election interference, that's all.
I guess number of charges he's saying.
Local ones, state ones, they were all Biden indictments. He's a bad guy.
Biden indictment.
The horrible thing on this country he's really done. When you say, Byron, he has unleashed a horrible thing because, you know, that can happen the other way around, too. But the Supreme Court came out with an incredible decision this week, and it was, I have great respect for the courage that they've shown.
Kirby boy got immunity.
They've shown they have great intellect and great insight, incredible insight. They got it. They saw what was happening. Not only with me, but with other people. What they did with the Fisher verdict. You know the Fisher verdict, right? That has to do with the J6 people. They had great decisions this last week. Decisions on
hostages
that are going to free up businesses and allow businesses to hire people who
Do you
thrive.
think they gave out hats, or did all those people bring their own hats?
It's only happening because I am running for president and leading very big in every single poll. And we're not just leading against crooked Joe Biden. We're leading,
They're all wearing different hats.
and we're leading against everybody else. And our senators and our congressmen are coming in with us. We're going to have a big day, most important day. The radical left Democrats have spent this entire election posing as defenders of democracy. You ever hear Biden? He's the threat to democracy. He doesn't even know what the hell the term is. Trump is a threat to democracy. This guy. Low IQ. He's a low IQ individual.
Come on, man.
But they're lying in the entire world.
So wild.
His condition. I mean, you see his condition.
And we're numb to it.
You see them frantically trying to overturn the results of 50 state primaries and install a new candidate at the behest of their very rich donors. You know that we took in record numbers over the last 4 weeks, and most of it was taken in with small donors. $61 on average, $61. And those people vote. But the Democrats, I think that their funding is stopping because
I mean, I like a good run on
a
sin.
lot of rich donors. We have some, but we don't really focus on it. We focus on the small donor. To me, one thing, every small donor votes. The rich donors, they're in Monte Carlo during the election. How's the election go? Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. He's a major threat to democracy, and Democrats are the ones who really want to destroy democracy in our country. The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020.
It's a run-on chapter.
To rig the presidential election in 2020.
No. Back there waving her finger.
Democrats, Marxists,
Never surrender.
indict me. I consider it a great badge of honor. I do. Because I'm being indicted for you. Never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. It's as simple as...
How many phone calls did you make to Epstein?
It's a lot of fun being indicted. Thank you. I didn't know. What does it mean to be indicted? Thank you.
E. Gregor? Is that how you say it? Am I saying it right?
Silence me because
Welcome in, my
I will never
friend.
let them silence you, and in the end, they're not after me. They're after you. I just happen to be standing in the way, and I always will be standing in the way.
Biden may very well have dementia. Apparently, there's been a Parkinson's specialist
What's happened to so many countries
at the White House
people very much
8 times this year.
parents and grandparents. You know what happened to so many of those countries.
Media wins with the resub.
By many fantastic Florida patriots, including a man who's become really a friend of mine. We had a vicious campaign for a while, and he was tough and he was smart. And I got to really know him well over the years, and he's a fantastic guy, Senator Marco Rubio.
Well, Margo.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. And
Oh, goddamn, don't do that to me.
another great senator,
I do not want to get a hard on while I'm watching Donald Trump.
Senator Rick Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have a lot of congressmen. Let's introduce them. What the hell else do we have to do, right? Should we introduce? And by the way, at the
You
end,
live in
do
sexual
you want the
anarchy.
music or do you want no music? Music, ready? Music
Are we doing the QAnon music?
is ready. Who wants the music? Who wants a little bit quicker? No music.
We're doing the QAnon.
Get the music ready. Get the music ready.
Can I play this? This is not copyright, is it?
Talented warriors, representatives, Corey Mills. Corey, thank you. Thank you, Corey. Great guy. Brian Mast.
So far, everybody's behaved.
Thank you, Brian.
Looks like you're gonna get a car chase after
Wolf.
this.
Thank you, Mike.
Be sure to stick around.
A man I'm not going to get into a fight with him anytime soon.
Really?
Byron Donalds.
Byron!
His wife, by the way, is a true expert on education. I say, stay ready. Thank you, Don. Thank you. Thank you, Don, for being appreciated. Great person. Maria Salazar. Thank you, Maria. Right. Thank you very much. Carlos Jimenez. Carlos. Good man.
Maybe we do something where your tips don't equal like a certain
Yes,
wage.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job. You have a fantastic lieutenant governor this year.
I'm gonna refill my coffee while he's rambling.
Thank you, John. Thank you. And Florida State Senators Debbie Mayfield. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. Ileana Garcia. Thank you. Anna Maria Rodriguez. Thank you. Great people. State Representatives Jessica Baker. Randy Fine. Where's Randy? Good. Thanks, Randy. Kevin Steele. Paula Stark. Juan Carlos Porras. Alina Garcia. David Barrero. Fabian Pasebe. Fabian, thank you. Tom Fabricio. Thank you, Tom. Thanks, Tom. Vicky Lopez. A very good guy, fantastic person, great politician, frankly, but he loves the state. Incoming Speaker of the Florida House.
Oh, he's still rambling about people.
Thank you, Danny. Good job. Good luck, Danny. That should be an easy job. Good luck.
Milk with coffee. That's a cappuccino, right?
A person who I know personally does a fantastic job is the mayor of Dural, Christy Fraga. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Don.
Christy Fraga. Oh, it's a latte. It's a
Vice Mayor
latte.
Oscar Pugh Corvey.
Pugh Corvey. He's just making up words now.
Councilwoman Digna Cabral.
Digna Cabral.
Thank you very much. Sweetwater Mayor Jose Pepe Diaz. I've known him a long time.
Pepe.
Pepe. President Mayor Margaret Brown. Thank you, Margaret. Well, we got a lot of politics. You have no idea. I'm introducing about 25%. We did it by the luck of the draw. Miami-Dade County Commissioners Kevin Cabrera and J.C. Bermudez.
Hey, that sounds like a boy band.
Great people, great politicians.
Kevin Cabrera and J.C.
The next
Bermudez.
Miami-Dade County Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stunts.
Cadera stunts.
She has my endorsement. Thank you, thank you. Ambassador Carlos Trujillo. Carlos.
Trujillo.
Thank you, Carlos. Great job you doing. A friend of all of ours in a
Your ass, Carlos.
Laura Loomer.
Oh shit, Laura Loomer.
She is amazing.
Really?
Felix Lasarte. Felix. Where is Felix? My lawyer. How am I doing? Am I getting the damn zoning done, Sheila?
We get the damn zoning done.
He's doing a great job. And my sons, and we have one of my sons is the first time.
Yes, he shouted out R.M. Brown.
One you know, and he's an incredible guy. He's very tough. He's very, very strong. Great speaker, great talent. Donald Trump Jr.
DTJ.
And another son is here tonight. I love when my sons and family.
Oh, we got Eric in the house.
Somebody who's fantastic, works so hard, so smart, has a great wife, as does Don.
M-I-C-K-E-Y.
All right. Let's get off Eric. Let's talk about Laura. Laura's only the head of the Republican Party. She's upwardly mobile.
Lord Trump in the house.
She's upwardly mobile.
Maybe we don't have Eric, we have Laura.
A man who's done an incredible job at the company, and I think there's never been a human being that's had more subpoenas every day. Congress would serve a subpoena on him. And
almost every single person
Eric
has said something about the sound. This is Fox. This is Fox News.
Great job. And a very young man. This is a young man who just turned 18.
I love you guys. I love you, M. Lord. I love you clinically. You're both so cool.
A very young man.
Young man. Young man.
Going to college, got into every college he wanted.
Fred.
He made his choice. And he's a
I'm putting it through a filter.
I'll tell you. You know, I'm not allowed to call them boy, but he is my boy. He's my boy. They're all my boys, right? When you have sons, they can be.
This is the filter that all content creators are required to use on Tim Pool songs.
Barron Trump. This is the first.
Barron!
Barron.
Barron getting a shout out. Bring him on out. Let's see the fucker.
Where's Barron? Stand up. Look at him.
Come on, look at this tall bastard. Barron.
That's the first time he's done it. That's the first time, right?
Then what?
Popular. He might be more popular than Don and Eric. We got to talk about it.
Oh, I'm sure he's more popular than Don and Eric.
All right. So Barron, it's good to have you. Welcome to the scene, Barron. I don't know. He had such a nice, easy life. Now it's a little bit changed.
He turned down.
Right? Also, some grandchildren who are very talented.
Being a delegate for Florida.
Golfers, really great golfers. You all know about Kai. Where's Kai? Kai. And a real little killer. She hits a long ball.
Little killer.
She can barely lift the club until she swings. Her swing is perfect. Chloe.
I'm mesmerized by this woman. She's a true believer.
And Don Jr.'s here somewhere, I think.
He's probably at the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh, there he is. Good. Hi, Don.
Hey, Don.
What a good group.
The best group.
Stand up.
They wouldn't be with Trump if they weren't the best group.
Thanks. Thank you, Don Jr. Don the Third. And also a real friend of the family. She's been friendly. You know, she started off in the 5 years ago. And she made that show very successful. She was the star of that show, actually. And she was always good to me a long time, long before I knew her in this capacity. And she was really a big star on television, very, very big. The 5, when it was just in its infancy, and it was hot. as it could be, Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle.
And she hasn't stopped.
Oh my God, media wave.
So thank you all for being
Stop it.
here. And I know I didn't...
Live cult meeting. Kelly, good evening.
But I think we have to get back to the business at hand. Is it too hot for anybody? No, not bad. Once you get used to the fact that you're soaking wet, from the moment we take back
You got swamp ass.
for Joe Biden, I believe we are going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we all of us together with the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled, and I will prevent our nation, and we will prevent the whole world from entering World War III, because that's where we are. We're very close to World War III, and Biden doesn't have a clue. We should have never...
I know he's kind of selling me. Maybe I will vote Trump.
Ukraine would have never happened. October 7th, the attack on Israel would have never happened. Inflation would have never happened. Think of our country if the election wasn't rigged. Think of it. Think where we'd be if they didn't rig that election. So we're not going to let it happen.
You got her fan.
Exist. It would be
She's in total agreement.
best election we've ever had if anything happened. I really,
Like a preacher in front of her.
you got to get out and vote. If I was president, though, and think of it, Afghanistan, one of the most embarrassing moments in the history of our country, would also never have happened. It would have never happened. You know, Ukraine, when you think Ukraine, I had a very good relationship with Putin. We talked about it. It was the apple of his eye. It would have never happened. I told him, can't do it. You're not going to do it.
Is he saying he was the apple of Putin's eye?
Israel, I knew it so well. They had no money because the purveyor of funds was Iran, and Iran was broke. They had all sorts of sanctions. Nobody could buy. China couldn't buy. China was a massive buyer of oil from Iran. I said, if you buy from Iran, you can't do business in the United States. And they did very well in the United States.
Kind of gotten used to the audio.
Iran was broke. They had no money for Hezbollah.
Maybe I'm tuning them out.
They had no money for Hamas. And we had no terror.
All the H
I always
words.
wanted to talk about it when I was president. I was 3 years in, 3.5 years in. I said, I want to just brag a little bit. I want to say that we had
He's killing me.
there were no terror attacks in 4 years, but I wanted to brag about it. But I wanted
Is it wrong of me if I say
to brag about
she
it.
probably makes excellent fuck faces?
Slide into our country.
She's just so expressive. It's not like I'm sexualizing her specifically.
Now I think they're wrong because I
Hey,
can't.
look at her.
We had no
She rolled her eyes.
terrorists came in 2019. That was a Trump year. Now we have thousands and thousands of terrorists pouring into our country.
It is nightmare fuel, but does some of my best numbers, Princess Kimberly. It's insane.
in our country. They actually put down 2019 Trump, no terrorists, zero. I don't believe that, but that's what they have. That was done by Border Patrol and others, State Department. I'll take it. I don't believe it, but it was very close to nothing, and they actually have zero terrorists came into our country. We were tough.
Zero, no
And
terrorists.
we would not have Russian warships and nuclear submarines surrounding Cuba 60 miles off our coast. You know that, right? For all of you people in Cuba, congratulations. You're now being protected by Russia. Congratulations. Can you imagine that the press, the fake news, those people, they don't even talk about it. We have nuclear submarines and 5 warships in Cuba, and they don't even talk about it. If that happened to me as president, it would be the biggest story every single day. But they don't talk about it because they're fake and corrupt news.
Shaking her head in agreement.
When I was in the White
She was
House,
no-knowing it.
saying,
And then she started shaking her head in agreement.
with the Cuban dictatorship and reimposed tough sanctions on that regime, they were ready to break. They were all set, and then we had the election taken away, robbed, rigged. Joe Biden is gone, weak and soft on Cuban communists, as you know better than anybody, so many of you here. And he's abandoned the brave Cuban dissidents while the Cuban people are suffering, starving, and dying. In Cuba, it would all solve very quickly. As president, I will again stand with the people of Cuba in their long quest for justice, liberty, and freedom. In my next term, we will build a great iron dome over our
You don't give no fuck about Cuba.
has never been seen before. A state-of-the-art missile defense shield that will be entirely made in the USA, right here in the USA.
Missiles.
Right here in Florida, we'll build a big section. We have a lot of defense. We moved a lot of companies into Florida for defense purposes. I will not cut one penny from Social Security or Medicare, and I will not raise the retirement age.
Don't give him the idea, Torchy. He will send ivermectin to Cuba.
Allowing these people that come in to go on to Social Security and Medicare, to go into the hospitals, and you know, we want to be nice. But no country can sustain this. No country can sustain it. I kept that promise for 4 straight years, and I will keep it again. We have plenty of other resources. We're not going to touch Social Security or Medicare. If the millions of Biden migrants became citizens, Medicare and Social Security will be gone. They'll be gone.
Begun.
We're going to rebuild our cities, beacons of hope, safety, and beauty better than they have ever been before.
Ask away, MILF.
We will take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean it up, renovate it, and rebuild our capital city so that it's no longer a nightmare of murder and crime, but rather it will become the most beautiful capital anywhere in the world. Right now, if you leave Florida,
back when I had a dispensary I could go to and get them.
Washington Monument. Let's go and look at some of the beautiful scenes, and you end up getting.
Didn't have a dab rig or anything though. I just kind of.
We're going to take over our capital, and we're going to run it tough and smart.
I put some ash in the bong, and then I put a dab inside of it,
We're going to
smoke it
fix
that
the
way.
roads and the
Kind of get the taste of it, and usually I just kind of put it on top of some
We're going to
green.
make our capital beautiful again. We're going to do the same thing
Started wrecking me too, which I mean I guess is kind of good for my tolerance.
governors and mayors that we have to. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. And I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate.
You don't have a hair straightener. I have straight hair.
And I will keep men out of women's sports. Can you imagine?
Content warning, homophobia.
Even having to say it. I will fully uphold the Second Amendment. We will protect innocent life, and we will restore free speech in our country. And I will secure our election.
I wish I could participate.
Will be one day with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and voter ID. Very simple.
We had a lot of fun on Stoner Cast.
You must get out and vote. We want a landslide. And
Vote, fuckers.
too big to rig. Too big to rig. Thank you. Look at all the front row Joes. Oh, wow. Wow. They've been to like 200 rallies. Thank you very much.
Front row Joes.
Right. It's a great honor. These are real patriots. They make a lot of money. I guess.
Everybody's been well behaved, so we're going to do
I go to California.
police chase. It happened just a few hours ago.
10 worst presidents in the
I
history.
think it happened in L.A.
Headed them up. They would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden.
Police chase season in L.A.
Think of it. I used to say 5, remember? 6 months ago I'd say 5 worse. I added 10. I could go higher than that. There's nobody that's done destruction to our country. And now we find out he probably doesn't even know he did it. Okay? Joe, why did you do it? I did what did I do? So you want to save America?
Why do you make him sound like a
Get everyone
Bugs Bunny
Get vote
caricature?
early, vote absentee, vote on election day, vote anytime you want, but vote and follow your vote. Make sure that it gets counted. You can do that. Follow
Vote long and vote hard.
it. Nobody's ever cheated before. Frankly, they're no good at policy, but they're good at cheating. And if you want to help us ensure election integrity, sign up at protectthevote.com.
Take this vote.
So in conclusion, from Jacksonville to Miami, from Tampa to Tallahassee, from the beautiful place that I know very well, destined to right here in Dural, We inherit the legacy of generations of American patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears to defend our country and our freedom. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the ocean, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the
American heroes that crossed the ocean.
won 2 world wars, and from right here in this beautiful state launched our brave American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the face of the moon. Together they made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world.
There's the music. There's the creepy music. He asked them if they wanted him or not. If they wanted the music or not. Surprised it just now kicked in. I don't know that I'm high enough for this shit. Such a fucking theater kid. I say that as a theater kid.
But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in 50 years.
It's just
We're
been
banks
4
collapsing,
years.
and interest rates are skyrocketing. Likewise, we are
Yeah, but you have black friends too, DJ Dub.
highest levels in our history. We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant as we were just a few short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and others for oil. Please, please, please help us.
Oh God, what happened to him?
And yet we have more liquid.
He's even uglier. I didn't know it was possible.
Country anywhere in the world. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will be reducing their oil production while at the same time substantially increasing the price. And we met that threat by announcing
This
that
is
we
giving up.
will be drilling for oil in large areas
take
of
no more.
Alaska and elsewhere in our precious land. We are
Gay and Republican, is he gonna? Are they going to vote for Trump?
Green New Deal. Yet everyone knows that the Green New scam is fake and will lead only to our destruction. We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all
Insane.
cars, despite the fact that they don't go far, cost too much,
What?
and whose batteries are produced in China with materials only available in China.
Oh, what happened to my girl? Where'd she go? Oh, she's still there. She's behind Trump.
But not available in China.
I can't see the faces she's making.
To make our revered and very powerful army tanks the best in the world,
You might be crying behind that arm.
so that despite the fact that they are also not able to go far, fewer pollutants will be released into the air as we blast our way through enemy territory
What?
in an environmentally friendly way. And they also want to make our great jet
Yeah, this is the MAGA idea of slam poetry.
energy savings, though losing 15% efficiency, but allowing us to keep
Oh, Flash.
the atmosphere clean of emissions
Jinx.
as we viciously and unceremoniously attack them at levels never seen before.
But to be fair, you were in with it like fucking 20 seconds earlier because of the delay.
We are a nation that ended oil exploration and production in the United States.
But I got it in just a split second before it popped up on the screen.
What other country would do such a stupid thing, a foolish thing, and self-destruct itself just like we've done for 4 years? Can we be energy independent and even energy dominant again? Yes, oh yes, and quickly, says President Trump.
Apparently we're doing better on that front than when you were in office.
We are
You dickwad.
surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving dead soldiers. American citizens
You negotiated that.
$1 worth of the finest military equipment anywhere in the world we left it behind. And also abandoning Bagram one of the biggest military bases anywhere in the world, and only 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. And we are a nation that allows
Crooked Joe, you're fired.
to fight, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. It would never happen with me as your president, and for 4 straight years it did.
It's a QAnon thing, Ducky.
The attack on Israel would have never happened. They wouldn't even have thought.
How long has he's been doing it? About a year now?
Iran was broke under the Trump administration. They didn't have the money to fund Hamas, Hezbollah, and
Kind of picked it up when he was under the radar.
But those sanctions were lifted by a corrupt Biden administration. And now Iran is a rich country with $250 billion. Think of that. Iran now has, from nothing, they were broke. They now have $250 billion. $6 billion they also got for hostages. $6 billion. And for electricity to Iraq, they were given $10 billion, all compliments of an incompetent Biden administration. And China with Taiwan is next.
D-Cookie?
That allows radical left terrorists to violently attack our cities, leaving
It's not the cookie.
to death, and nothing happens to the criminals that do these terrible things. There is no punishment. But when people who love our country
Ducky, what did you tell me?
in Washington, they become hostages
I love you guys so much.
for long periods of time. But fortunately, the Supreme Court has just ruled that they should be out soon.
The cookie. Ozenpeck.
We are a third world nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing
Oh,
political
this camera is killing me.
before in our country. We've got a Federal Bureau of Investigation that won't allow bad election-changing facts to be presented to the public, and which offers one
And to be fair, like
Donald Trump
they have a duck as an avatar,
where Hunter Biden
and it's like quacking at the chat for
and
me,
the FBI knew it wasn't. But 51 intelligence
and it's really cute.
said it was, and a Department of Justice that refuses to investigate egregious acts of voting irregularities and fraud. And we have a man who is totally corrupt, totally incompetent, and the worst president
Yeah, I'm looking at
in
him.
history of our country.
Yes, I'm looking at him.
Cognitively impaired.
Yes.
And is a president who is not legally allowed to stand trial because he is mentally incompetent. But
No, you're allowed to stand trial.
President of the United States again.
That's where the similarities
No
in.
condition to leave, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and China and all of these countries on possible
The problem is he didn't sit down and think about the words that he was going to put into this music.
and next
He's just rambling and they put music under it, right?
doesn't know what he's doing, and this will be a war more devastating than any of the other wars. It will be a
Pull
war
lipstick lady back.
because of the weaponry that no one wants to even think about or ever talk about. We are a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is all you get, and they are indeed the enemy
I
of.
mean, that rhymed.
They refuse to discuss the Biden crime family, but enjoy covering the false indictments of Donald J. Trump, who has done nothing wrong except win an election against crooked Hillary Clinton.
Did nothing wrong. They rhymed in like Eminem style, Flash.
Where free speech is no longer allowed, and where crime is rampant and out of control like never before. We are a nation that has allowed
Nothing like Eminem.
a nuclear weapon, and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it has taken from us to build a military to rival our own. And less than 4 years ago, we had Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, all in check.
All in check.
Us. They were afraid of us. They weren't going to do a thing against us, and everyone knows it. Now Russia and China are holding summits to carve up the rest of the world, and perhaps most importantly, we are a nation that is no longer admired, respected, or listened to on the world stage. It just aren't.
I mean, that's understandable.
In fact, that in many ways has
We
been
had our shine.
a joke. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty, freedom, faith, and even to God. We are a nation whose
I mean, you're not wrong about that, you piece of shit, but like,
and whose supply chain is broken, whose stores
right for all the wrong reasons.
whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the very bottom of every single list. We are a nation that just sold a once great company, United States Steel, to Japan. We are a nation whose stock market's continued success is continued and contingent on MAGA winning the next
I
election.
want Lipstick Lady back because I don't like Mustache Squarehead over
We will
here.
have
I feel like he might be a serial killer.
type depression. We're a nation where large packs of sadistic criminals and thieves are allowed to go into stores and openly rob them, beat up and kill their workers and customers, and leave with armloads of goods, but with no retribution when the authority of our great police has been taken, where their families and pensions have been threatened, and their lives would be destroyed for the mere mention of the words law enforcement. We are a nation where
Your life will be destroyed if you mention law enforcement in this country.
to feed our beautiful families and babies. We have become a drug
Defeat our families and babies.
which is incapable of solving even the simplest of problems. We will institute the powerful death
It's the Trump campaign thing. They've been playing the QAnon music, Lord.
during their lives of 500 people or more. Mothers will never again be forced to watch their children overdosing in a hospital.
He's been doing it for about a year.
Allow mothers to watch their child hopelessly.
Have you been listening the whole time? And you were waiting.
What can I do? Help me, God. What can I do? We are a nation whose once revered airports are a dirty, crowded mess. You sit and wait for hours and then are notified that the plane won't leave. That they have
It's not me.
where ticket prices have tripled. They don't have the pilots
Apparently on every channel.
seek qualified,
This is Fox News, bitches.
and they just don't know what the hell.
I am sure.
We are a nation that screens at citizens viciously at all ports. But if you are an illegal alien, you are allowed to flow through.
I've kind of gotten used to it.
Millions right over our southern border. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, lost its willpower, and lost its strength. We are a nation that has lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation.
Horror.
And we will soon be a great nation again. With the right leadership, every disaster
Oh, one of those turn dials.
can be fixed and quickly. Every problem can be solved, and every wrong can be rectified, and it will be rectified. With the right leadership, every disaster Joe Biden has created can be fixed and quickly. Every problem can be solved, and every wrong can
DJ Dub told me it was
and it
every
will be
channel.
rectified very quickly.
I'm blaming him.
By this time next year, America's borders will be strong, sealed, and secure.
What was this, Washington
Inflation
Post?
will be in full retreat. Our economy will be at a level that will equal and even surpass what it was 4 years ago. Optimism will be surging. The American dream will be thriving again for citizens of every race, religion,
Dusty
color,
Rhodes
creed.
died.
Law and justice will reign all throughout our land. Freedom
I can't
will be
tell any
restored.
difference.
The flame of liberty will be burning bright. Joe Biden, the worst president
It just
in
sounds
the
like-
history of our country, will be a fading memory of the past, and our great silent majority, including the once forgotten men and women of our country, will be the one shaping America's magnificent future.
Doing police
when I
chase
am
after
the
this.
47th president of the United States.
Be sure to stick around. You probably just got some commercials.
Because we are all Americans, and together
Sorry about that.
we
I
will
ain't even
show
paying attention.
November 5th to be the most important day in the history of America. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together
Never
we
shut
will
the
make
fuck up.
America powerful again.
Powerful.
We will make America wealthy
Power
again.
bomb.
We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America free again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Florida. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miami. God bless everyone. God bless you all. Thank you.
The QAnon song ended abruptly. Oh no, he kind of sold me. Fuck immigrants, fuck immigrants, fuck immigrants. I'm gonna fix everything. I'm gonna stop us from the brink of war. That's what he said. It was literally the speech. We just listened to it. Fuck immigrants, fuck immigrants, fuck immigrants. I'm gonna stop us from going into World War III. Joe Biden is old. They shouldn't have indicted me. I got indicted more than Al Capone. They're going to let Hannibal Lecter immigrate into the United States. I've got Smokey Claw on me. Snicks, good evening. Hannibal Lecter is going to immigrate into the U.S. I got a cat, right? Well, just like his speech, that ended abruptly. Everyone was covering it because it could have been the announcement of a vice president.
Surrender the presidency after a
This is a different speech, isn't it?
90-minute performance.
No,
They want Crooked Joe out of the race. It's a shame the way they're treating him.
'cause that
But
woman
don't feel
was
sorry
there.
for him. He's a very bad guy. He weaponized government. Remember that. He's a very bad guy.
Wait,
Don't feel
this is
sorry.
different people.
So tonight I'm officially offering Joe the chance to redeem himself in front
This is the
of the
beginning.
entire
This
world.
is the beginning of the speech.
So Marco and Byron and everybody,
And all the people, like,
you guys
shuffle
can
in
be
and out.
referees if you like. Let's do another debate this week so that Sleepy Joe Biden can prove to everyone all.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the debate. Okay, there's my car chase. Might not have any audio.
The dark magic and the chambers has
Listen
been
to Media Winch's song.
when somebody's telling me that they're seeing that that's a potential ritual, witch stitchery or something like that. I'm
Witch
all with it.
stitchery.
Luciferian, demonic, all the rest. I'm all with it.
Motherfucker! You hit the
Snuck
button.
into the boardroom late one night, armed with a voodoo doll and some candlelight. Pulled out my knitting needles and a big mag light. Smile drifts across my face with grim delight. Like a witch, I'm gonna stitch a curse upon upon your chair. Knit one, purl two, with a couple strands of hair. And there's nothing you can do that will help prepare. Incantations in the mic and in the air. Bitch, you think this is just a sweater, but it's really so much better. Crafted with intention and so much care. Intended and amended with a looming stare. Yarn soaked in Carlo Rossi. With a bitch who thinks she's bossy. Salty, sweet, and saucy. With a demon-esque flair. I bewitch with every stitch and web I weave. I'll conjure out some things that you won't believe. Get pressure during a comb with every soul I read. With interlocking loops my hate will see. Double pointed needles made into a cross. And when this meeting's over you'll have a new boss. Stitch up a contract with your souls and boss. Resin fabric is so tragic that you're at a loss.
There's candle magic, there's all kinds of dark magic, and the chambers has been nothing but very dark.
MTCB.
Like a witch, I'm gonna stitch a curse upon your chair. Knit one, purl two, with a couple strands of hair. There's nothing you can do that will help prepare. Incantations in the mic and in the air. Clouds are forming in the sky and you think it's just weather. Let me stick a couple pins into this feather pin. It wears into the spool and the world of nether. When I don this cloak, I own it so forever. Snuck into the boardroom late one night, armed with a voodoo doll and some candlelight. Pulled out my knitting needles and a big mag light. Smile drifts across my face with grim delight. Like a witch, I'm gonna stitch a curse upon your chair. Knit one, purl two, with a couple strands of hair. And there's nothing you can do that will help prepare. Incantations in the mic and in the air. You can't fight what you can't see, and you'll never see it coming. When I'm blocking on the bias and a spell I'm humming. Like a black hat, I'm familiar with the tune you're strumming. Runes and wax and crystal magic. This crowd is fucking tragic. Unhinged and sporadic. All you bitches are erratic.
Witch stitchery or something like that? That's a potential ritual? I don't care if you
Are
make
you getting ready to drop an album?
Witch stitchery.
It's Media Winch's song, Warlord. She's here in the chat.
My yarn and go home. No, you'll never be alone.
That's her rapping. Show some respect. That's why I'm good. Yeah, if I ever have a falling out with Media Winch, she's gonna claim my video. She can have my 14 cents. We still don't have audio on the chase. I was expecting the crew to chime in. Hell of a beat. 20% to an EP. That's how you do it nowadays. EPs, singles. That's really what it's about. It's about getting plays on TikTok. The stolen car in San Fernando Valley. About 3 o'clock Eastern time. 79 degrees. At around noon specific time. Not bad for Cali. The rest of the country is under scorching heat. Oh no, let's watch this part at like go speed. Because apparently we're following this guy for a while. I haven't even seen cops on the screen yet. Have the police tried to pull any fuckery? The last few police chases we've watched, they've stayed back. Like they got eyes on you and they don't let you get away. But they aren't up trying to like pull pit maneuvers and shit like that. Which is a good thing. Oh, we've got eyes on the suspect. What's up, Kevin? Oh my, what? He got a hug from somebody. Oh my God. This is... Kevin, my friend, we saw a guy get out of a stolen children's hospital van and go into a Home Depot. I thought it was a smart move. He shed the hoodie he was wearing. He was in a yellow hoodie. What has this dude got in his possession, in his hands, in the driver's seat? Boy, am I glad we watched this. Glad you guys were good during the Trump rally. He had a hot plate, cooking a nice succulent Chinese meal. Perhaps a dab rig. We've got the back window down now. Is that a Toyota, a Camry? Looks like some kind of a helmet. Cross-stitch project.
Maybe, they might be inhaling nitrous oxide or something, some sort of chemical inhalant on that. She's just stopped in an industrial area right now, and it's kind of a see thing.
Yeah, that's what it appears. I'm not sure. Did you see when someone approached the vehicle and it looked as if that person took something from the driver?
Yeah, I did not see that, but that's always interesting when you have uninvolved third parties coming over and doing things. It just creates an additional question mark for law enforcement.
Oh, now she's exiting the vehicle. And we do believe she's a woman. She's exiting the vehicle. She seems very agitated. We're going to watch this and see what happens.
Oh, yes,
here.
we are. We are totally going to watch this.
Behind her, no evidence of patrol cars.
Is she in panties?
We went into what they call a tracking mode.
Is she pregnant?
They have a airship overhead, but maybe it was just too dangerous for them at that point. But she is getting out, like you said. She is agitated. She's going in the trunk of her car.
She's got like boy shorts on or whatever.
Yeah, it appears
she got her homework.
Folders or files. But again, this is a reported stolen car. Unclear about all of this, because if it was reported, how did she know those things were back there? Did she have time to put them in? So many questions that we don't have answers to at this time. But yes, just to confirm, authorities canceled the pursuit, likely because she was driving erratically and against traffic. They often do that, don't they, Bruce, to avoid, dangerous behavior on the road?
Yeah, in her case, she was going the wrong way, weaving in and out of traffic, going against traffic, and it just causes a problem.
Someone's attorney.
Because they don't want to push this and cause an involved accident like that and get somebody hurt.
Yeah, no, they sure don't. And it seemed as if when that other person approached the vehicle, when she stopped on just a couple of streets prior to arriving here on Arminta Street, it seemed like they knew each other. So maybe she was in contact with that person, and I'm sure she likely has a phone. Again, we just don't have many answers to all of the questions that I'm throwing out there right now. And we're not seeing any evidence of law enforcement. And I'm not sure if there is a law enforcement chopper over this. These are live pictures from Air 7. So, Bruce, in a situation like this, can you share any insight?
Bruce, my man.
Authorities might be strategizing?
Yeah, you hope there's an airship overhead. I would like to believe there is, as LAPD always has maybe 3 airships up overhead. They probably are trying to coordinate.
She hugs some
to get in her geographic area. and do
A teenager,
felony traffic
young
stop,
man.
'cause it is a reported stolen vehicle.
I believe that's
But,
the footage we're
at
watching
this
here.
point,
Yeah,
I don't
here we
know why
go.
law enforcement isn't there.
I don't know if he gave
Yeah, and now
her
you're looking,
anything.
I don't know if you can see our screen. You can see the person who approached. Looks like a younger guy, younger man.
I just said that.
And I thought he was giving her a hug or something, but then it looked like he did grab something.
He grabbed something?
But when we saw her stop at Arminta, she was definitely agitated. So, you know, safe to assume she knew she was being followed by authorities initially?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that, only because
I'm going to go with that.
you have sirens. People are pulling to the right as they're required to by law. So, you know the police are behind you. So she definitely knows that. Whether she's in her right state of mind is another issue. And why she would go grab all that paperwork, that's another big question mark.
Yeah. And we have seen other
I fucking love car chases.
blowing up balloons and inhaling from balloons. We have seen that, strange as it sounds. So this isn't
I don't
totally
think she was
unusual,
inhaling balloons.
but this is
I
a
mean, we've seen also, Joanna, we've seen cars pull over and people asking for cigarettes or something to drink. And we've seen uninvolved people go over to the car, total stranger, you don't know these people,
Right.
giving them a cigarette, giving them an alcoholic beverage, giving them a bottle of water. So every
giving them an alcoholic beverage to the driver.
perform.
Okay. Bruce, stand by. We're going to pause for a news break for ABC 7, and I'll get back to you in just a second, okay?
What a news break. This is the news. Or maybe it's the station identification. She put the sunblocker up. Roll all the windows up. Is she gonna take a nap? She is moving inside the car. Do you think she thinks she got away? Doesn't know that helicopter overhead is totally, because the helicopter could be, you know, a couple blocks over. You see the zoom on the camera. There is the police.
Now, Southern California's news leader, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon. I'm Giovanna Lotta. Orange
What up,
County
Giovanna Lotta?
Police are investigating a double homicide in San Juan Capistrano. They responded to a domestic violence call around 7:30 at a mobile home on Alipa Street. They discovered a 77-year-old man and a 79-year-old woman and a dog, all deceased. Shortly after, they received a report of a bloody man nearby chasing a maintenance.
Well, that was wild. We are back with the car. Parts. Here we go. Here's our police. They passed her by the first time. They're back now. Oh! She is running again. The sunblocker is down. We've got windshield wipers going. So now do they call off the chase again? My apologies for misgendering her and calling her a he earlier. Usually it's men. Just saying, if you call a mass shooter a man, you're more than likely correct. You call a rapist a man, you're more than likely correct. Men can be victims of rape, but most of the time the perpetrator is still a man. But on a rare occasion, it is a woman. I mean, that's just the way the statistics go. At least she's following traffic laws. She's using her left and right turn indicator. Actually, I don't know if she did. She made a turn just then, but I did not see if she used her right turn indicator. Lovely area.
Thank you.
Scared the shit out of me.
When LAPD arrived on scene, she took off again. And so now, whether they're actually in pursuit again or they've gone to surveillance mode is to be determined. But she obviously knows she's wanted. Why she's pulling over and giving up, I don't know. But this is some definitely bizarre behavior.
He obviously knows she's wanted.
So I must have missed it while I was delivering the news break. But so you said that law enforcement, a patrol vehicle showed up, and was there any kind of confrontation? They just pulled up behind her?
No, they pulled up behind her and they opened their doors. And it looks like they were going to do a felony traffic stop when additional units got there, and then
pull it over again.
Just took off. As they went back in their car and chased her. And so right now they're back in pursuit of this stolen vehicle.
Okay. Now she is stopped again. This is Raymer Street in Van Nuys now. And she even backed up into this parking space. So really, it's curious what she might be thinking and what her intentions are. But again, I guess the big thing to remember is that this is a stolen vehicle. We don't have any details
that we know of
how she came by this vehicle, if it was, taken from a home or a parking lot, or if there was.
Seemed like she had a plan.
Any of those details, but earlier we saw her this suspect driving erratically, unsafely against traffic. Bruce, you were saying, and now, okay.
Exactly. She got something out of the back.
It seems like she is blowing up a balloon again. Hard to see because it's dark in there, but
they think it's a balloon.
We were talking before. This has happened before.
Quesadilla.
Yeah, I'm going to go with she's doing some sort of inhalant or, nitrous oxide or nitrogen or maybe something in the balloon like that, which is contributing to her bizarre behavior. I mean, the fact that she just pulls over into the side of the street and, as you said, she was backing up again is just bizarre.
Yeah, no telling what she's thinking.
I love it.
At this moment, we are not seeing any patrol vehicles behind her, but as we were saying earlier, it's likely that they pulled away.
I live for this shit.
Although they are likely, very
That's why I've done news most of my life.
Her whereabouts and her behavior.
Yeah, one of the things in a pursuit that you're constantly weighing, besides giving out certain information, road conditions, speed, what kind
this was earlier, the cops pulling up on her,
etc., is the traffic conditions. Now, are these people driving at such a wanton disregard for the public safety and their own? And
possibly, we don't really know, Torchy.
It's not worth injuring somebody over.
I thought it was a helmet. They say it's a balloon.
Which is a property crime, not a high-grade felony.
Right. And we are now showing video of this driver earlier.
Well, at least I wouldn't have a boner during Trump rally.
Rather high speeds. And here you can see on the right of your screen that she is going into oncoming traffic.
The ride is earlier.
Driving very dangerously. And we also showed a little bit earlier, not sure if we can show that again, when she was parked on a street there in Panorama City, and a patrol
I used to hook up with this really hot black dude.
Open, seemingly to.
And one time he came over and I didn't have any weed, and he I got some. And he ran back out and he had some good weed, and I hadn't smoked in a couple days. I was in a bad spot.
Again.
And then he had some nitrous, and I did some nitrous with him, right?
Backed into this parking spot and continued.
Then I couldn't get it up. And he was so offended. I never got to see him again.
Sometimes we have seen.
I really enjoyed my time with him. I think about him several.
Okay, this
Several. I've
someone
thought about him
unrelated to
several
this.
times. What in the fuck is going on here?
So hard to know with not a lot of information.
We've got Cruz with
Well, you do have social media, and people
work vest.
are on social media, and they see the news reports on Channel 7 streaming on the app, and they're curious.
Oh yeah, he had such a nice
to get
dick,
involved.
such a nice
It
ass.
seems like these guys know that this car is wanted for something, and they're kind of curious.
Yes, because she was behaving erratically and she seemed agitated.
But he got really pissed
Again,
at
we
me
do not know
because
if she is armed.
I made
No
fun
one
of
has
Mariah Carey.
Suggested she is armed, but
Love
there's just
Mariah
a lot of
Carey.
unknowns at this point. And when someone is on edge and not thinking clearly, sometimes they make very poor decisions.
Like, you gotta give it to her. Like the
dangerous
summer
to
'94,
others.
'95,
So
she was
people are
everywhere.
Watching this via social media, we are going to urge you to not approach and to stay away.
Oh no, totally go ask her if she
Yeah,
needs
that's
any
a great
help.
point, and we in law enforcement, we don't want people to become part of the problem or involved in this. Leave it alone. Let law enforcement do what they're
If you're just
trained.
joining us, she
and
went
what
through a
they do.
neighborhood. She hugged a
Our viewers might be wondering why law
teenage,
enforcement is nowhere
early
nearby.
20s.
Can you
male.
speak to that?
Once again, we talk about
She pulled over and put a sunblocker up.
it's a property crime, and it never gets prosecuted as a stolen car. It's always like a joyride type.
Be the
charge.
whole ass
It could be
problem.
that LAPD is unable to find her. They
Does
may not
look
have
like a
an airship
balloon.
up. And maybe they're just not interested.
She got file folders out of the
Or there could
trunk.
be other higher priority calls going out in that geographic
Been one of the wildest
area.
Right. And, there is the
police chases I've ever
the
watched.
likelihood, really, that this vehicle has some sort of tracker on it, and that the owners are able
That
to
is a
track it.
balloon.
There's the LoJack technology, which is much improved since LoJack first started. So I'm assuming maybe
Boy,
that's part of
howdy.
it. This is all assumptions, but maybe that is part of it. And now we're looking at a law enforcement agency. Is that LAPD? Is that an LAPD airship, you think?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's an LAPD airship overhead.
Airship.
We're definitely keeping eyes on the car and the occupant. It does
Cicero.
a single occupant.
Welcome to one of the wildest police chases we've ever
Doesn't
seen.
appear to be armed based on the clothing she's wearing.
She doesn't appear to be armed because she really wasn't wearing any clothing.
Been a law enforcement patrol car, but it was not. It kept going.
You could call them panties.
Right of your screen
They're
again,
probably
you're
boy
looking at her
shorts.
earlier, driving against traffic, in and out of traffic, and again, in the wrong way, and at higher speeds there. And a moment ago, we showed another. We showed the video again of her.
She
with
may
the
be
balloon.
pregnant.
And sometimes what I was going to say earlier is that sometimes in the past we've seen.
I thought I saw a helicopter, but they called it an
Something
airship.
inside. I can't even say what the contents of those tanks are, but and
Tanks?
they would blow up the balloon with the tank, and then
Oh,
to your point.
She may be on
you see
nitrous or
gas
some-
of some sort of
some
nitrogen
inhalant.
related gas that gives you a high. It's when you go to a dentist and they give you gas.
The cops have pulled up on her, and she
We're
has
seeing to the right of your screen.
gunned it.
If you look closely, just a moment ago, she was fussing with that balloon. But right now, we are just watching, not much happening. She is in that vehicle. We saw her not that long ago pull out some paperwork, files, documents from the back of this car. Now she is
here we
moving
go.
again, on the move again, leaving her space on.
This was
River
earlier
Street
today. This is
and
not
picking
live,
up speed.
fortunately.
This could be bad. She is now. I'm not sure if we can get the her speed.
Really gunned
Sometimes
it.
able to get that information, but she does seem to be going fast.
Ooh.
And now slowing down. There is traffic on these side streets, and it's 12:30 in the afternoon. Lots of people out for lunch. Kids are out on summer break. Could be
I'm glad you're safe, Cicero.
In this area, although this is mostly an industrial area, and now she's stopped again, Bruce.
Yeah,
do more whippets.
Behavior on this is, if law enforcement was behind her, this would be a cat and mouse type situation. But in this case, law enforcement's not there. So by her stopping and starting again, that's all on her. What kind of weird behavior she's exhibiting?
She's in her files.
It just sets to the moments of this pursuit.
It looked to me like she was holding a backpack of some sort or a bag, and that she was packing it or closing it when we were just, close up on the windshield there. Hard to really be sure, but it did appear as if she is trying to pack something or put something in a bag. Yeah, it does appear that way. So maybe she is putting whatever she finds important in this bag and plans to leave the car, exit the car, and run on foot.
Well, see,
Again,
she's not
all
wearing many
assumptions.
clothing.
We're not really sure what she's thinking or why all of this even started, where she stole this vehicle from.
She may be pregnant.
All questions we are not, we have.
I might be wrong to speculate. You probably shouldn't ever speculate about a woman being
they're not
pregnant.
giving us a lot of information on this thing.
She may just be fat.
You know, and it seems like maybe this is a family.
You may have a, and I'm not saying anything because I got a gut.
Taking the vehicle from another relative.
It's probably, my gut and her gut are probably comparable.
You know, and maybe LAPD knows where she lives, and she's in.
She may not be pregnant. She may just like,
in the city, and she might be going
really
home
fattening
again, so
mac
there's
and
not
cheese
a big
and
rush
brownies.
to end this.
Yeah, those are all really good points. They
He
might
put
know,
the sunshade
who
up.
she is. They might have already been in contact with her, at least.
He apparently had something inside of the car.
Mental health might be a factor here too. And now she is.
Perhaps like it's her boyfriend's car or something like that. That this is some sort of domestic
I'm just getting
dispute.
some more information. It was back on about 12:20 that authorities canceled the street pursuit. However, an air unit was still over this.
I wonder what she's
suspect.
listening to.
And at one point, if I'm correct, I believe.
What's on the radio right now, guys?
I'm trying to read some of the notes that I'm getting here. There were 2 occupants initially. We didn't see that other occupant leave the vehicle, but around 12 noon, there were 2 occupants. Those were the early
What just
reports.
happened?
And now this is did she just make a U-turn? Is she following this? No, she's passing this truck. But she now just made a U-turn going the opposite direction on Raymer Street. Might have just passed Kester or is coming up on Kester Avenue. This is happening in Van Nuys. If you're watching this, you should stay out of the area. Now we see.
There's the
now
cops.
spike strip.
Tire spikes.
Just
oh shit! Oh
deployed the
shit!
Spike strip. Not sure if it got. For sure, didn't get the front tires. I don't think. Did you see if it affected the rear tires? Looks like they got the rear tires.
It looks like they did get the rear tires, but she also ran over the curb at the same time. So it's a little hard to.
Her front tire is the one that's out.
There's also
the thing
damage.
with the spike strip.
Yes.
Yeah, she did some damage to the vehicle. The thing about the spike strip, it will deflate the tires if it did do its job slowly, and so she'll be running on rims. But of course, we've seen those pursuits where they run on rims.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
They go for hours.
They sure do. Okay, so it does look like her front right and the rear right tires are definitely deflated.
Oh, here we go again. Oh.
Look at this.
Oh.
Law enforcement with
what's happening?
guns drawn, the spike strip on the ground in front of her. Let's see how this plays out. Hopefully,
she got hands
she
at the window.
surrenders. And it ends peacefully.
I think one's got a taser and one's got a gun.
Is she exiting her car, or is that just her hands? Looks like one of her hands, maybe her left hand, is outside the windshield. Oh no, both hands are up. Now we can see that better. It appears as if she is surrendering. Thank goodness.
Tyler X Live, welcome in. Welcome.
The likelihood is that it does appear that they're communicating with her. And now we have more police presence. Yeah, and now we have more police. Go ahead. Sorry.
Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Justin Freakin. We watched Trump's speech and everybody was good, so they got a police chase.
Down. She's listening to what the officers are saying, the instructions they're giving her.
This was earlier in San Fernando Valley. She's got very little clothes on.
Yeah.
She has gotten out of the vehicle. This is one of the wildest police chases
at any moment. We've seen this
I've ever seen.
Drivers seem to be surrendering, and then they hit the gas and they take off. But she is.
We're at an impasse right now.
Because in front of her, it doesn't appear like there are any other vehicles.
At the moment.
To her rear, yes, there's more backup. But those officers.
We have reason to believe she may be on inhalants.
Treated. So what is that about, Bruce?
Well, what they're doing is they're going into a tactical advantage, meaning what they do is a felony traffic stop. Ideally, you have the patrol cars behind the suspect vehicle, you opening the doors for cover and concealment so that they can safely finish.
She can crawl out. Oh, shit. What the fuck is going on here?
545, which was next to the car, are in a tactically disadvantaged position.
Right. And, Bruce, now what are they telling her? She's exited the car. She's backing up. Her arms are up.
You don't want to die.
So she's following instructions. That is a very good sign.
Yeah.
What are they telling her at this point?
She is complying with the officer's requests. They're telling her to back up.
That pavement is so hot.
Especially when it's 100 degrees. But they are commanding her to do what she's going to do, and they're going to go move in and handcuff her without incident.
Ow.
Well, we can all breathe a sigh of relief, assuming
going over and cover
of this go as planned, but a sigh of relief that she's not on the road anymore, speeding or driving recklessly against traffic. So all of this
I'm sad.
Is good. And now they're inspecting the car. What are they looking for?
Basically, they approach the car. They'll check the trunk to make sure there's no one hiding in there, that this is not just a stolen vehicle, that it's not going to be an ambush, or there are not additional suspects or evidence of crime in there. So they're clearing the vehicle.
Right. And now they're handcuffing her, so safe to assume that this is wrapping up. What charges will she face?
Well, she's going to face the evading charge, the felony evading, because she didn't comply with that. You may have a resisting arrest charge, a 148.
How much money has she got?
Then you have the stealing of the vehicle itself, the 487.
That's what I said, Glitch.
Which will not get knocked down.
Good evening, my friend.
Without owner's consent. So basically, you're looking at a lot of misdemeanor charges, and those all can be circumvented by her mental health state also.
I missed that little last piece that you said, Bruce.
I was just saying of her mental health state.
She looks very exasperated.
All those things can be trumped by that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, I think it's safe to say that is also.
None of them are qualified, Cicero.
Okay. A female stolen.
She's flipping somebody off.
Suspect.
She gives somebody an earful.
Like pictures from Air 7. We've been following this for.
She's flipping somebody else. She's telling them what for.
She was driving erratically along the valley in the Van Nuys area and Panorama City. As you are looking at, she is now detained by officers. And the
Panorama City, we did this the other night.
Flat tires after a spike strip was laid out.
Wasn't that where the
as soon as we get more
Home Depot the dude ran into was?
At 3 o'clock for more information that we might be able to get on this as to how she took that vehicle. Again, a lot of questions about her behavior today, but that's going to wrap up this coverage of this pursuit. Again, this all ending peacefully and with no one injured.
She's still giving him what for? Yeah, I'm sorry I said she was pregnant. She may not be pregnant. You can kind of see why I might say that, though. Fuck the police. We're not rooting for the police in this instance. This lady probably needs help. Not a night in jail. A night in jail, bro. Now she's making pouty faces. Oh, I'd love to have the body cam of this. We do so many of these goddamn things, though. I can't like remember all of them. To do follow-ups and get like when the body cam comes out of this. I don't even have Twitch up. Hold on. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm gonna hit the ads for you. You're gonna come back. I got a couple more stories we're gonna do before we get the fuck out of here. I wasn't even gonna come on tonight. I saw the Trump rally. So we did Trump rally. I told everyone if they were good, we'd do a police chase. We did the police chase. I got a couple. There's another couple of crazy stories going on. So, get your 3 minutes of ads out of the way. Come back, get high. We'll watch some other news bullshit. No. Smoke with me. 3 minutes. We'll be right back. Gretchen Whitmer wrote a book. We're totally gonna make fun of that. Probably on Thursday. We'll watch a plane crash, a small plane crash. So when it comes to weather news, I always try to get like a news hit that's really recent. God damn it, Winch. There's just something about this
We are watching Beryl. Today is Monday, July 8th.
Something about this weather
this morning
report.
is a Category 1 hurricane near Matagorda Bay, and this happened
Maybe
around
you want to
4
watch
in the
it.
morning.
I don't know what it is.
Sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, and it has weakened now that it's moving over land. Right now, it's considered a tropical storm with winds of 60 mile per hour and wind gusts close to 90 mile per hour. Now, that is
sorry I'm showing you out of date
of the eye. On the outskirts,
weather information
speeds do progressively get lower. We're seeing a bulk of the activity really staying in East Texas. But I am looking at.
I just really want to watch this.
We have seen a few bands of rain moving in and heavy at times. Right now, there is a band. It's about 3:15 now, but band of rain moving through Collin County, and it's moving.
Watch her every day.
And that's
I would
really what's going to be the
totally
trend
watch her
with
every
these
day.
bands, but more of a consistent light rainfall for Rockwall and in Kaufman County. I'm going to pan out here so I can show you how that band extends
You
into
live in
wide
sexual anarchy.
Pinto County. And on the opposite end, much more active eastern side of Tyler, closer towards Longview, Shreveport.
I get on the media winch and then I go to horny jail over a weather lady. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, I don't want to do any fucking Biden shit tonight. We're doing a couple of crime stories. Maybe a police chase happens here. Wait, was there another shooting on 4th of July and it was in Fort Worth? Or did we cover that one? Moped riding thieves. That sounds like fun. Two moped riding thieves. Oh. I don't think I did the meme, I think, but I don't think we actually. Oh, I read the story. That's what it was. I read the story of the dude. We apparently got video now. A lot of people talking about this woman found in a duffel bag. Is everybody back from commercial break? Oh, you're back? Okay, yeah, let's smoke. Already packed? Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. If you're ready to smoke a marijuana, let's get it done. Yeah. Let's do, I guess we gotta do the most graphic first, right? Let's do, this is leftover, 4th of July. Over 4th of July story here. Pretty sure I read this the other night. Finally, there's a local news hit on it.
Chance to talk to Dorchester County Coroner Paul Brothers about what was an easily preventable tragedy.
Approximately 10:20 last night, we received a call, or the Sheriff's Department and EMS received a call about an injury suffered by an individual while engaging in shooting fireworks.
This happened on Cottonwood Drive in the Crestwood subdivision. The man who was involved in this incident was 41-year-old Alan Ray McGrew. There was nothing emergency crews could do to help him when they arrived. He was pronounced dead at 11:10 p.m.
Well, according to witnesses and family members at the scene, the decedent was standing in the roadway on Cottonwood Drive and had on a large top hat and put the firework device on top of that, lit it, put it on top of his head, and it exploded, and he suffered a massive head injury.
Massive head injury.
Started drinking at 6 p.m. and his wife tried to get him to not put the firework on his head, but she said he was trying to show off.
These kinds of incidents are 100% preventable, as you know. Unfortunately, some bad judgment was used in this case, and we're certainly sorry for that, and we're certainly send our sympathies to the family of this individual.
We have the full press release from the coroner's office as well as the Sheriff's Department. You can see those at counton2.com. In some,
there is video of him dancing. I saw it on Twitter and it said moments before his death. But he was pronounced dead at what, one something, so it could not be moments before his death because it's still sunlight outside. This is him dancing. I don't think those are one of the fireworks. Massive head trauma. I mean, if you're gonna go out with a bang. Let me hit the content warning for this one. We're going to New York. We're going to New York City. Where we've apparently got video of someone dragging a body in a sleeping bag.
Tonight, we begin with exclusive new video in the murder investigation of a woman found dead inside a trash bag in Kips Bay.
It comes as police have charged a man in connection with the killing. Right now, he has not been arrested for the murder, but for concealing a corpse. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner is live outside the police station.
Well, potato.
New surveillance video. Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Well, Christina and Dick, that video just adds to the pain of how casually Yasmin Williams' body was tossed to the curb. Police tell us that 55-year-old Chad Irish could be facing more charges tonight.
Exclusive video shows a man in a motorized wheelchair casually dragging what appears to be the same trash bag that 31-year-old Yasmin Williams' lifeless body was found inside of, wrapped in a sleeping bag. Friday, police responded to a call of a suspicious package on 27th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide, saying Williams was shot in the head. The spot where she was discovered, now a growing memorial.
Yasmin was really a caring person. She was energetic. She knew people around the neighborhood, so she was very loving. So it's pretty sad.
Tuesday, members of the NYPD crime scene unit went to collect evidence from the apartment of 55-year-old Chad Irish, who now faces 1 count of concealment of a human corpse. Sources say the charge stems from him being seen on surveillance video dragging the body, and they are also trying to determine if the murder happened in his apartment. Police sources say Irish, who is on parole, is a prime suspect in the murder.
Definitely should deserve him to be in jail and locked up.
Was he just using a motorized?
You feel like it was him?
For sure.
For sure.
How come?
He was always with her, so it definitely got to be him.
Do you know if they were dating or if she was living there or anything like that? Or
Not necessarily, but I know he would bring her home. Like she would go to his house. Yeah, I just know he could be abusive though.
His outrage was shared Monday night. A crowd erupted, attacking Irish as police pulled him out of the building on a gurney and confiscated his dog and wheelchair. Police sources add that on Monday, before his arrest, he allegedly menaced a man with a gun during an argument. So he faces menacing and weapon possession charges in that case, too.
I don't know if this is the actual killer, but how inhumane you're dragging down the block somebody's daughter. You know, he should be lucky that the police got him before that community.
Now, Williams was an aspiring lawyer who was just about to start a new job with the city. Police sources tell us Irish has nearly 24 arrests on his record, mostly drug-related arrests. We're live in Kips Bay. Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
All right, Lisa, thanks very much.
Wow. Since we're talking about New York apparently inventing trash bins.
New York City may have just found a solution to its growing garbage problem. At a grand unveiling in Manhattan, the city's mayor rolled out the household item tipped to start a trash revolution. And it's something most Aussies already have at home, a wheelie bin.
A wheelie bin.
Rotting in the Big Apple.
What is wrong? Son, this trash is crazy. The whole block. The whole block.
The concrete jungle where rubbish litters the pavement.
Top of the heap.
Oh, now we get copyright.
Frank Sinatra was talking about, but the part
wheelie bin
New York is becoming known for because most residents put their rubbish right on the curb.
We have to find an answer for this because we're living in garbage and the rats are taking over.
So the city is rolling out a solution. You might recognize it as a wheelie bin because it is one.
Stop.
New to
Jay-Z can come after me.
But perhaps not the rest of us.
Many people thought it was impossible that these babies here, the bins, were going to be part of our trash revolution.
Behold, the first NYC bin.
These are durable, they are attractive, and New York affordable.
You can fuck them.
November, residents will have to start putting their garbage bags inside. Bad news for the four-legged creatures that roam Manhattan. and other furry New Yorkers.
Oh, I love trash.
But if NYC can learn from us Aussies who've been there and done,
we've had trash cans in the U.S.
the lead on the problem.
forever.
Cookies and bin chickens seem to always
Yes,
find a way
Ducky.
to break in. Samara Gardner for 10 News First.
I think some garbage trucks can even pick up like the individual trash cans. A lot of cities have like their official bins that they put out. You guys like Church's chicken?
Here, 4, a fast food worker is dead after police say she got into an argument with another woman in the drive-thru. Now, what you're looking at right now, these are photos police released of the suspect in the Orange Mound incident before she sped away. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman.
Hi, I'm Shay.
Alex has a big head.
WREG's Dorita Patterson tells us
that's wrong with me. Why am I like this?
With that face we just saw there to track down the woman wanted for pulling the trigger.
At the start of a new day, police are
like a
looking
Funko
for
Pop.
new clues following a deadly attack. Monday night, detectives were called to this Church's Chicken along Park Avenue in the heart of Orange Mound. In fact, Gregory Houston holds this community close to his heart as it's where he grew up.
We should have a house out here.
It was after he tuned in to WREG.
I heard about it on the news last night, and it was very sad.
Knowing this area was
talked to
now
them
at the center
for
of a
2
homicide
hours.
investigation.
To see and hear that a young lady got killed on her job trying to make a living for herself.
Police say a female worker here got into an argument with another woman in the drive-through lane. Detectives say the employee walked outside to, quote, get some air.
Listen, I'm going to tell you that I don't think I've had Church's chicken. Because I thought I'd never had Bojangles, and Sparkles was like, you've had it with me twice. So, I don't think I've had Church's chicken, but I don't know.
Without warning, shots were fired. Sadly, the female worker did not survive. What remains unclear is what prompted the deadly attack, but a stunning new development as this was caught on surveillance camera. Police now able to get a glimpse of the person they're now looking for. The woman police are now looking for at the time of the attack had purple hair and was driving a vehicle with what appears to be a child's car seat in the back. A deadly fight that has those like Mr. Houston in a fight against gun violence.
We'll be continuing to be, I guess, in the lost and found. So.
This Army vet never thought his childhood community would resemble that of a combat zone. For your news leader in Orange Mound,
My heart was sad.
Dorita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
All right, still looking for answers tonight, and the company said the victim had been an employee with them for a year. A company spokesperson says, quote, we are working closely with the Memphis Police Department on their ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, if there's anything you know that could help detectives, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. The restaurant's location will be closed for the next few days.
I would hope so. Oh, I got a little bit more. I got more. I can never just be in and out. I've always got to. Do this. This happened. Michigan, I think. Wood TV. We've done Wood TV before. It's Michigan, right? It happened a couple of days ago. I don't know how I missed it. This is totally my kind of story. I think a police sniper shot a man who apparently had a fake bomb in his hands.
First tonight, we're learning new details in the officer-involved shooting death
of a man who was armed with what he said was a bomb.
Target 8 investigator Ken Colker was at the scene in Muskegon County in May.
Yeah.
The Michigan State Police trooper fired the shot that killed Jonathan Jarecki. Here's the latest.
These reports obtained through a public records request show the steps the state police say they took to try to get Jonathan Jarecki to surrender. They also show the move they say he made that led to his death. Shortly after the 4-hour standoff, state police provided few details on what prompted the fatal shooting in Muskegon County's Blue Lake Township.
During the negotiations, there was a perceived threat from him, at which point a shot was fired by an EST member that struck the man.
What was the perceived threat that led to the trooper to fire the shot?
That's still part of the investigation, Ken, and that would be, it's an excellent question that will come out later.
The 60-plus pages of state police reports are providing more details. Police say that Jarecki's mom had called them on May 25th to report that her 44-year-old son was home and that she did not feel safe. Reports show he had a history of mental illness and had been investigated previously for making suspected bombs. Not far from the home he shared with his mom, state police spotted him, shirtless and barefoot. He ran into the woods, came out carrying a bag above his head, and when ordered at gunpoint by police, dropped face down in a ditch where he stayed for 4 hours.
Wow.
Police say that wires from that sack were wrapped around his left wrist. Police quoted him as saying, quote, "I'll blow us all up if you try taking me." They tried negotiating, but say he responded with more threats and demanded to talk with the FBI.
Media wins.
Police called in their emergency support team and bomb squad. They say that during the negotiations, he frequently fell asleep and woke back up. While other troopers stayed back, some approached him in an armored vehicle. More negotiations, a recorded message from his mother, more threats. Troopers fired 3 volleys of non-lethal pepper balls, but he still wouldn't let go of the device. Instead, he rolled over, still more threats. Quote, "I'm going to kill us all." Minutes later at 7:43 p.m.,
Please don't flag me.
Standoff began.
I didn't say it.
Say that Jarecki began to roll and appeared to be trying to stand up while holding the device. That's when a member of the EST fired a single sniper shot, hitting him in the head. One trooper watching with binoculars wrote that Jarecki got up in a, quote, "aggressive manner and looked as if he was going to throw the bag at the armored vehicle." Troopers said they had no choice. One trooper wrote, "We were not able to let Jarecki stand up and flee from his location. If this were to happen, we, as well as every person on scene or in the immediate area, were at risk of death or great bodily harm." Quote, "The only way to stop this immediate threat would have been through the use of deadly force." The bomb squad said it found what it called bomb components in that bag, but called it a hoax. The state police say they're still investigating the case and will turn it over to the Attorney General's office to determine if the shooting was justified. I'm Target 8 investigator Ken Colker.
Thank you, Ken. I'm still not over Drake. Good evening. I'm still not over that car chase. She barely had any clothes on. She got out. She got like folders out of the back of her car. Like, what was that? Keep it going. A slain sugar daddies. Oh, I guess I should hit the content warning. For multiple reasons on this one. It's kind of gruesome. It's also apparently kind of sexual.
In a 49-page affidavit filed in D.C. Superior Court, investigators laid out a gruesome and diabolical scheme. The woman on the left, listed as suspect number 1, police say, is 19-year-old Audrey Miller. The woman on the right, listed as suspect number 2, is 22-year-old Tiffany Taylor Gray. According to the court affidavit, Gray and the victim, Fazil Teklemariam, knew each other. The affidavit says one witness told police
Is that dude that was doing the news over on the other channel with the big head? That's his head was. What kind of picture is this? What the fuck? This can't be real. That's not a real picture. Did they...
Tekla Merriam knew each other. The affidavit says one witness told police the 53-year-old was her sugar daddy. In these two photos, police say suspect number 1, Audrey Miller, and Tekla Merriam are seen together entering his apartment on April 1st. D.C. police believe fossil
young ladies
had been dead inside his third-floor apartment here on Peabody Street Northwest for about 4 days before his body was discovered. According to a court affidavit filed in the case, he had suffered blunt force trauma to the head, he'd been stabbed, and his right thumb had been cut off. A witness told police that the thumb was used to gain access to a cash app and to buy liquor and drugs. Included in the court affidavit, investigators attached numerous photos from surveillance cameras mounted outside 2 entrances to the building, as well as the foyer and the hallway leading to the victim's apartment. Police say 2 men, one they have identified but not charged, were seen with the 2 women coming and going from the building over several days. Investigators say the suspects used the victim's key fob to get into the building and were seen carrying items out of the apartment. There was also evidence suggesting cleaning agents had been used to conceal or eliminate evidence. Police say they got a couple of breaks in the case. Last year, Tekla Merriam filed a complaint with D.C. police claiming suspect number 2, Tiffany Taylor Gray, had taken his phone and used it to steal $1,800 from his Cash App. Break number 2 came when investigators learned Tekla Merriam's cell phone last pinged from a tower in College Park, not far from where Gray rented an apartment. A law enforcement source familiar with the investigation says the claim Tekla Merriam was Gray's sugar daddy has so far not been verified. Investigators believe the victim's severed thumb was used to access his phone. To date, investigators have not found the victim's thumb or the electronics stolen from his home. Audrey Miller is locked up in the D.C. jail and is waiting a preliminary hearing. Gray is in custody in Prince George's County, where she was arrested last week. In the district, Paul Wagner, News 4.
Thanks.
Shut up, Lester. Cut off his thumb. Why am I laughing about this? There's nothing funny about this. Let's do moped thieves. You want to see moped thieves? This happened in New York City. Apparently they are harassing diners.
Searching for thieves behind a rash of recent robberies targeting diners at high-end restaurants. Now, these holdups seem to follow the same pattern. At least 2 men with a gun, usually looking for one thing, luxury watches. And tonight, Only News 4's Jessica Cunnington spoke with NYPD investigators about what else the crimes have in common.
In the heat of the summer, a warning for New Yorkers walking around.
Flash, like, what was the last story where a woman cut something off of a man? Like, we could have done a gazillion stories. You could be talking about Taylor Shabizz, but Shabizz was like 2 years ago now. So, like, for those of you who weren't here for that, Taylor Shabizz, who I think I can fix her. She cut off a guy's dick. The story doesn't come right out and say it, but like I'm insinuating that like she fucked herself with his dick after she severed it. She apparently cuddled with his torso. M. Lord. No, okay. Apparently, Flash, we covered the entire court saga. Taylor Shabizz is a story I've been infatuated with. First of all, she's kind of cute. This is a picture of her before she was locked up. She was doing meth with this guy, and this is me reading in between the lines of the story. I feel like the guy was really Bagheera. I feel like the guy was being really annoying, trying to fuck her while they were doing meth together, and like she probably wasn't into it. Yeah, we're talking about Shabusiness. Also, like Shabusiness, she married a guy named Shabusiness. Her maiden name is not Shabusiness. We found all this out. Her dad, her biological dad, in jail as well. They brought him in shackles to testify on her behalf. Craziest goddamn trial. So it's like shit like this. Right now, my current obsession is the Young Thug trial. I think it's gonna be declared a mistrial. But my girl Taylor Shabusiness here. I'm gonna write a mini series about her. So she attacked her lawyer. That's how I found out about her. I didn't hear about the story originally, because it's been like 2 years ago, Torchy. That's why like all this. Maybe this was the fall of 2022, something like that. When I found out she attacked. She severed the head of the dude that like. So here's what I think. He was begging her to fuck, and it says that she put a dog collar on him, and that she like agreed to, get down to business if he'd put the dog collar on. And once he had the dog collar on, she apparently like strangled him to death with it. Then she eventually cut his head off. His mom found because they were doing meth in his mom's basement. And a dude apparently was not her boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. He was in jail. This dude was like a lost puppy that wanted to get with her. Was like me. Was like, I can fix her. She made the craziest faces during the trial. I think they made her up to look really homely, like an old lady. She had prison braids at one point in time. I'm fascinated by Taylor Shabusiness. This is her dad testifying. She flashing metal at him. Or maybe it's an I love you. The headline says fucking loser. Taylor Shabusiness' dad says drugs. Her husband sent her into a spiral. He was not calling Taylor a fucking loser. The dad is in jail as well, yes. Her boyfriend and her dad were in jail. It's a whole thing. Look how sweet she looks there. So the cops, she finishes her business in the basement. Oh, I love you, Snicks. She finishes her business in the basement. She goes to, I guess it's her apartment. It's an apartment complex. The cops pull up and they find her in the foyer. Her hand literally caught red-handed. There is blood dripping from her hands. And the cops ask her what happened. And she said, oh, well, that's a really good question. There, you get the lowdown. I should make a whole video about Taylor Shabusiness, cause that's what you do on YouTube. You make videos about the thing you know about, and I know about Taylor Shabusiness.
Police also searching for thieves behind a rash of recent robberies targeting diners at high-end restaurants. Now, these
I should try to ride her.
The same pattern. At least 2 men with a gun, usually looking for one thing: luxury watches. And tonight, only News 4's Jessica Cunnington spoke with NYPD investigators.
Oh my God! What if I wrote Taylor Shabusiness and I struck up a relationship with her and she got off on some kind of a technicality or appeal or fucking her sentence gets thrown out and she gets out? And then I give you the husband of Taylor Shabusiness. Like the Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose is apparently pregnant. Raise your hand, Chad, if you think I should put a baby inside of Taylor Shabusiness. Crime is out of control in Biden's America.
Come on, man.
Though this might have happened under Trump. I feel like it was 2020 when it happened. Might have been 2021. Kelly's like, nope. Don't put a baby in Taylor Shabusiness. Probably not a good idea.
About what else the crimes have in common.
In the heat of the summer, a warning for New Yorkers walking around or eating outdoors.
These guys are robbing everywhere.
We spoke exclusively with Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny, who says the NYPD has been tracking and combating a...
Clinically, why didn't you tell me that back when I was 16? I've probably never stuck my dick in anything that wasn't crazy. Male, female, or otherwise, you know. I've ran the gamut. I've ran the spectrum of every different persuasion, orientation, and sexual presentation. That rhymed. Put the QAnon music under me and I'd be doing my own poetry slam.
surge in robbery patterns, usually teams of 2 on a moped or scooter who want watches, phones, and jewelry.
5 incidents can turn to 12 incidents in one night. Because what we do see is that they tend to go on sprees.
Chief Kenny says this time last year, there were 32 robbery patterns across the city involving scooters. So far this year, there's 116.
We're in upwards up to 600 crimes within those 116 patterns.
This video, one example, showing a group eating outside at a restaurant in Williamsburg late May, and police say the man circling the table there showed a gun and demanded their watches. They handed over 2 before the guy walked away, cops say, and hopped on a dirt bike. A couple of weeks later, outside Carmel in Manhattan, as a man was waiting for a table, police say 2 men walked up to him, demanded his $100,000 watch, took it, and drove off on a moped. A few days after that, at Birds of a Feather, a Chinese restaurant near Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg, cops say 2 men walked in with a gun.
They basically...
If you have a $100,000 watch, you have that thing insured, right?
held up the entire restaurant at gunpoint.
In those incidents, no one was hurt.
So if you're wearing a chain, they will point the gun at your neck and say, give me the chain, or they'll point the gun at your wrist.
Stupid.
New Yorkers and visitors we spoke with now even more on guard.
Definitely putting the watch in the safety deposit box and not wearing it out.
Definitely start being more aware, and I'm actually shocked to hear about this.
The NYPD adding resources to the central robbery team to combat this, and Kenny says they believe the suspects they're looking for are newly arrived migrants.
It's a very difficult crime to track, and how do we do it is sometimes we'll see the same perpetrator has been arrested 11 times in the last 3 months, and you look at the time, it matches up with the time of entry into the country.
Difficult to track, but the manpower and response is citywide.
We have a dedicated radio frequency. The message goes out citywide to officers out on patrol what to look for, and they've been very successful.
Chief Kenny's advice, be aware of your surroundings, and officers across the city are eyes wide open. Jessica Cunnington, News 4, New York.
Shut up. Oh, wait a minute. Got a little ahead of myself there. There's no Lester to cuss out. Plane crash. You want to do plane crash at Oregon Airport? It's not a Boeing. This was a small plane, like a single engine plane. We've apparently got the raw footage. Oopsie daisy. Oh, that wasn't much of a crash. Because it wasn't much. And like, ain't nobody died from that. Make a little whiplash. I should be thankful no one was hurt. God damn over here. Look at my bloodlust. I'm like, that's not a crash. We watch crashes on this fucking show all the time. That wasn't a crash. Oh, goddamn. Okay, Long Crime just posted this. Oh, here, let's do this. Let's do this one first, and we'll wrap up with that one. I gotta eat something. Hot and windy. All right, we've apparently got a racist rant caught on video.
Ullman in Altadena, a man unleashes a hurtful rant at a popular local coffee vendor. After a video of the confrontation was released, there was an outpouring of support from the surrounding community. And then something else, an apology from that man. KTLA's Sandra Mitchell spoke with the owners of the
business. Guy can play Superman.
Well, this coffee cart here on Mount Curve Avenue in Altadena has been open only for a few days, so they did not expect this angry outburst. We're going to show you more of the video and what happened next in just a moment, but we want you to know that we did not reveal the man's identity because he did come back to the cart to apologize. But it's been really upsetting.
We're still going to shame him.
Owners who say the idea was just to bring the community together. A coffee controversy brewing in Altadena.
Oh, welcome.
Coffee controversy.
Serving up an angry message.
He was throwing his hands up, pointing fingers like in my face. My son and my sister like, don't point your finger at my mom's.
The owners of Ka Ibagan Coffee Cart are young entrepreneurs.
We're just out here with a dream and a plan, and we're just trying to make it happen.
They got the proper permits and passed their state food handler's licensing, and they started with a tarp and a table in the driveway of their residential street, Mount Curve Avenue. Neighbors started showing up to support them.
I know, the hustle, I know what it's about and how it's so exciting to have an idea and want to share it with people and for people to show you love. And so when I drove by, I was just super happy to see somebody just out here.
Maybe you could open something else that's illegal.
Until yesterday, when one neighbor showed up to confront the business owners, yelling angry and racist remarks.
You're breaking the law, and he's like,
breaking the law, breaking the law.
House or meth lab. I'm not sure what that meant. I was very shocked.
The LA County Sheriff's Department arrived. There was no crime, but the young business owners were shaken.
Given the community support we do have, it was upsetting to see somebody was like that upset, angry about something that was going on.
But then this happened. More customers arrived. That coffee window busier than ever.
The fact that
on
this street from where we are, it was kind of scary. I was like, oh my God, this is in the neighborhood. It's not like in somewhere else, in LA. So it's pretty uncomfortable, but not surprising.
Not like those fucks in LA.
Say now they're on alert, but their business savvy bolstered. They plan to keep pursuing their dreams, one ice brew at a time. Again, we did not reveal the man's identity or show.
What was that purple drink?
He did come back to apologize despite that earlier outburst. By the way, the young entrepreneurs say, hey, they don't plan to be here long. Their next step is to get a license and a generator so they can set up in other places and maybe someday open a brick and mortar shop. In Altadena, I'm Sandra Mitchell, KTLA 5 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Sandra. That was a feel-good story. All right, now, Law and Order just posted this. Law and Crime. I'm sorry, Law and Crime. That's the TV show. Law and Crime just posted this a few hours ago. Body cam from June 28th. Apparently, a UFO-shaped space car was on its way to Roswell, New Mexico, and got pulled over by the cops.
Well, this is a first.
Hey, how you doing?
I've never stopped a UFO.
I come in peace.
Me too.
Yes. All right.
This is interesting.
Huh?
I said this is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the Roswell, New Mexico.
It does look like a Tesla.
Are you coming with us?
I can't. I got to finish working tonight.
Oh, man.
It doesn't start till next Friday?
Got time.
Well, when you do 55 on the interstate, it's going to take you that long.
I'm sorry.
That's right. I said, when you're doing 55 miles an hour, it's going to take a week to get there.
Well, I can hit the warp speed if you want me to.
Well, I wouldn't put you to do that. I don't want you to get a speeding. Do you have your driver's license and your insurance for this?
Yeah.
Can I see it, please?
Yeah.
How do you get that insured?
Yeah. I'm an ex-police officer.
Are you? Where at?
I was IPD, Indianapolis Police.
Indianapolis PD. I got a buddy that works there, and I also have a guy I know that works at Roswell PD.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm a Vietnam vet, so I didn't say no.
Vietnam vet, former cop. Politically, he's calling it Florida. I mean, makes perfect sense. There's screw jobs.
A modified vehicle. Where's your driver's license?
That is.
No, it's not. You tried it. I don't know that you get along around here being a cattle mutilator.
That's my Indiana alien.
Yeah, you wouldn't get far around here mutilating cattle.
There you go.
Thank you. And do you have your insurance for this UFO?
Yeah, it's okay, here's the registration too.
Take that.
Yep.
And then your insurance.
You sure you don't want this?
No, I already got.
This happened in Missouri.
Okay. All right, let me. Look in there and see now.
His name is Steve Anderson. Nope, he lives in Indiana still.
You're not going to believe what I have pulled over right now.
I got insurance.
Sure.
I just,
Do you know your plates are expired?
I did not know.
Expired in February.
Are you kidding me? I did not know.
He didn't know his plates were expired.
So this was a Geo Metro at one time?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. It was a Geo Metro.
Sorry.
That's all right. Do you have an updated one? This one's nearly 10 years old.
Well, I got one.
I got one.
I just
he's throwing papers at him.
I got about 70 cars.
70?
Yeah.
That's a few.
I have 6 Batmobile.
How do you not? You should just have that shit on your phone.
Did you manufacture this one yourself?
Yeah. But you know why I got 6 Batmobiles?
Well, there's only one Batman.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah, I'm Batman. Huh. I do stuff for the sheriff's department.
He's Batman.
I appreciate
He's deputized.
Batman.
You need a loan, Major?
You need a loan.
I need a loan. I appreciate it, though. All right. Well, give me a few minutes. I'll be back with you, okay?
I do have insurance, and I did not know. I wouldn't have left. They're paying. They're having us come to Roswell, and I can have somebody, I guess, get me a tag to put on there.
Have you stopped yet since you left Indiana?
I have not. But I was kind of hoping that I would, because everybody stops me for one reason.
Hoping that you get stopped.
Oh, and then they want to tell their boss. Oh,
I got all kinds of pictures of it already.
Okay.
It's taking it right now.
and they all want to say that, hey, Captain or General or whoever your boss is,
the sheriff.
I pulled over.
Sheriff,
you know what?
Captain, General, Sheriff.
That's right. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody else to show up because I'm out with a modified vehicle in the shape of a UFO. So I'm waiting for somebody else to show up just to see what I'm talking about. All right, give me a few minutes.
Hey everybody, we're gonna get you right back to that body cam in just a minute, but here's a question.
What are they for?
Oh, well,
Then we'll hear your question.
they're universal, so when I go to Galactica, and I have to fight the aliens from another planet.
Yeah.
Well, these here are neighbors, and
Let me step to the side of those.
They're heat sensitive.
They're heat sensitive?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a pretty cool guy, so they shouldn't go off.
What?
All right. So where are you guys stopping tonight? Are you just driving all the way?
Oh, no. We're going to stop. We're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And then we'll get a night stay there, and then we'll head out. I mean, I can go to a license plate tomorrow and get that taken care of.
Well, I think you'd probably have to call Indiana DOR, Department of Revenue, or Motor Vehicle Office, or whatever you have to do that.
Okay.
But
I can maybe have them expedited and send it straight to Roswell.
Okay. Yeah, just I don't know how they'll do it there. You may just have to wait till you get back. How long are you guys going to be gone?
A few weeks.
A few weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just assume people...
Will the aliens come?
Okay.
Hey, but you know what? I love law enforcement. I love military because I'm both.
Right.
You know, I did.
We're ACAB up in these parts.
LEA 8476 class, Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. I was a correctional officer before that. I was a MP in the Army. 21 years in Vietnam.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you this back. This does not look like you. So I assume it's some type of skinwalker
because
or
I have my
shapeshifter or something.
Well, yeah.
Some kind of shapeshifter.
Okay. Right now.
See, I told you somebody would show up to have to see this.
You guys can get pictures if you want. Hey,
This is in Missouri where this happened, apparently.
Yep.
I'm an alien.
So
I can't do it with that hand.
Progressive, you get a new one of these.
I will.
I didn't know. Oh, there we go. There we go. Took a little doing.
This is your registration from 2016. I mean, I know.
Okay, well that was fun. Give you some animals and we'll get the fuck out of here. I think I'm gonna raid into actual Jake. Maybe do a little clout chasing. Maybe I get a shout out from him. Perhaps he raids into me sometime. Good night, Torchy. Look at this little baby. Oh. Four pugs? 5 pugs? Oh, look at his smile. My buddy had a pug. Puppy's a French bulldog. 4 pugs. Can't really get a good look at his face. I love the pug smile. Buddy had a pug. Like, I never really liked pugs, but that pug was sweet. I loved when it would come up and lay with us. Because we were like watching wrestling or something, playing video games. Pug just come up and chill. His name was Little Bit, because it was a little bit. It wasn't a big pug like this one. Yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to send you over to actual Jake. Hope maybe one day he'll trade into me. Maybe give me a shout out. So I'm just going to try to, clout chase off of him. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'll see you fuckers on Thursday on the Troll Patrol live. Unless Biden steps down, we'll do that tomorrow. If that happens. It's coming. I think it's coming.